Real dirty.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Well. It is I, it is he, it is me, P, double D, E-Tep, Wakuyan in the place to be reviews right here with all of yous. The Fandom Menace People's Champion, the most electrifying man in the Fandom Menace here on your Wednesday night. Welcome all. We are going in rogue. This is episode 7. I am joined by a magnificent panel this evening. But first, let me introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, my co-host with the most, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Tone Deaf.
It is the owner of the worst channel on YouTube and commander to the Legion of Deaf Heads, the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded. Tony Tone Deaf rocking with you. We going rogue here, the place to be reviews. Welcome to everybody out in the audience. What's up, everybody here on the panel? It's a pleasure to work with everyone, and I'm looking forward to a great show.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here. And me and Tony kind of got hit here, man. We both lost a few subs, and it's part of the game. But it's like, hey, honestly, just make sure you're still subscribed to our channels, as well as my guest this evening, joining me for the first time since episode 1. He's back on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for my man, Culture Casino.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for having me on again. I'm super excited, super pumped. I could not be more thrilled to be back on the channel. Last time I was a complete gabbering idiot. We're going to do a lot less of that this time, a little more thoughtful. But again, Culture Casino, check out the main channel, check out the new live channel, and check out the 6-minute video daily that I'm doing on weekdays, Monday through Friday. Just started doing it. Going to be good, continue to do it and promote the live channel. So thanks for having me. Thanks for being here.
Man, thank you for being on, brother. I appreciate it. And you have, you and my next guest, AngelousDraven, have the gaming lounge too, don't you?
Yes, we do. We have the gaming lounge. We just popped that channel off. We'll be doing our live stream over there tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. And I'm here on YouTube as well. So yeah, check me out. And the gaming lounge, it should be great.
That's awesome. I subscribed to that channel, and I believe I put the link in the description to this video too, if I'm not mistaken. I did. Jack of all casuals. Here we go. He says, so a champion, a clown, a gambler, and a vampire walk into a bar. That's a hell of a story right there. That's great. Jack of all casuals, thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Man, it's gonna be we're gonna start out with one of my favorite, and I don't really have a bumper for this one yet. As I've kind of been trying to bring a little more class and sophistication to this. But the next segment is holy shit news, and I guess I could just send it over to my man Clark for that.
Hallelujah! Holy shit!
So holy shit news is basically some stories I pick up from the smoking gun, and I think they're fun to talk about. So the first one here we have is Ohioan named Rock warned not to rock. And he said, you can't play Led Zeppelin quietly, man. Actually, probably more like, yeah, man, you can't play Led Zeppelin quietly, man. What Culture? What's your take on this one?
Well, look, if it's too loud, you're too old. That's all I have to say about that. Led Zeppelin is a band that's meant to be played loud. There's a lot of you cannot catch without a significant decibel level. So obviously his neighbors are not hip. They are not down with the times. They don't understand what good music is, and that some of it is required to be played loud. You would not play the 1912 overture or, quietly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nope.
thing has got to be played loud. There are certain things that have to be played loud. When you are trying to introduce a vampire, he's going to be introduced with a really loud pipe organ, man, and it sounds terrifying. Yeah. So you have to play certain things loud, and I'm sorry if you're not down for that, you shouldn't be in a house next to somebody who knows what's up.
That's about right, Draven.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like me with metal. You can't play that shit soft. You got to play it loud, and you got to rock out while you do it.
Absolutely. Tony, I'm pretty sure you're right in the same camp there, aren't you?
Oh, like Culture Casino was saying, it's all about that dynamic range. And that's very important as far as music goes. You have to have the lower parts and you have to have the louder parts to fully experience the effect of the music. And they've built all the auditoriums and church halls and all kinds of structures dedicated towards the importance of dynamic range. So, I don't know. This neighbor can fuck right off. It's Led Zeppelin, okay? It's not mumble rap.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan. I do. I love Zeppelin. My mother and father-in-law's wedding song was "Stairway to Heaven." I do. I've always been a Zeppelin fan, man, since I was a kid. My parents, had me listen to that, like Rolling Stones. My son this morning on the way to school, he plays DJ in the back seat. He's 5, so I gave him my phone, and he's been like on the trap music kick, and he loves the trap music version to Among Us. But this morning I was like, Dad wants to listen to Beverly Hills Cop. So he put on, and he knows a couple of the songs that I would like. So he put on Glenn Fry, The Heat Is On for me. And he's 5. I'm like, my man. And he likes Metallica. He sings some Five Finger Death Punch with me. His teacher was like, he was singing a song called Wash It All Away. I'm like, Neho. Yeah, I was like, and it's a good thing the teachers know me, they're like, yeah, I kind of explained it to her. So like, yeah, we listened to some, just regular music. But yeah, man, you can't listen to music like that.
The wheels do not go up and down on the bus in your car, is what you're saying.
No, we don't listen to Disney radio. No, it's by his age, I was listening to the Beasties. I had license. Well, I was 6 when I got Licensed to Ill when it came out, because one of my older cousins got it and I got a copy of it. So it's like music like that. It's meant to be played loud, like Tony said. Because Tony, your music, man. It's got to be you have to fully be immersed in that sound.
Yeah. I mean, you think about the fact that Led Zeppelin was one of those bands that experimented with sound. They added orchestration. They added amazing things. They were a band of the times. There were a handful of them back then, right? I mean, the Beatles expanded everything that they did going forward. They went from the bubblegum bubblegum pop rocks kind of thing to fully orchestrated, psychedelic stuff, man. It's a weird place to be when you're asking your neighbor whose name happens to be rock to like not rock. That doesn't sound good, man. And you clearly don't know your neighbor. You know what I mean?
No.
And it was a Saturday, right? In the article, so I mean, it's not like it's a Tuesday night or something. It's Saturday. It's been a rough year. They're just trying to play some good music, have good times. Nobody's hurting anyone. Let them have a night. If I get it if it was consistent or every single night or something, but it's Saturday. Maybe go over and have a beer with them and chill out.
And here's the thing. I mean, are you going to tell them to turn down Chicago Transit Authority, some of the classic stuff like Saturday in the Park, playing that loud on a Saturday? I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be Led Zeppelin. You could just be playing some good tunes, but in order to appreciate it, think about the horn section from Chicago. Think about, because I mean, music comes in many varieties, but there are certain songs, there's certain bands you can't appreciate, like Tony Tone Def said, you cannot appreciate without some volume, because it was written to be played in that way. I mean, if you walk into a studio, they are not freaking just eking it out, man. It's not they're not even at mezzo, man. They are freaking forte in there, man. It's full throated, man. That's what you want.
A good example would be like Blind from Korn. That's meant to be played loud. You won't get the same effect of the song having it played at lower levels. audio guides us, you know, so and even when you look at sheet music, you know, you have parts that are meant to be played softer, parts that are meant to be played with more passion and just striking the notes harder. So I mean, yeah, volume, dynamic, just it has everything to do with the experience of listening to the song, and Led Zeppelin's no exception.
No, man. Man, could you imagine listening to Over the Hills and Far Away, like it like at a low volume? Do you know how much you'd miss? You know, you have that turned to 3.
It's
you know,
definitely
that's why that's one of those 9 or 10 all the time. You know,
that's like one of my favorites is What Is and What Should Never Be.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, that song, like that is, I used to use that as a lead into my, now I was talking a little bit off air about working in radio when I worked in FM. I would use a lead in for my Saturday show. I would use that song. And I worked on a pop station and I was coming into Led Zeppelin. I'm like, I'm not, you know, I will do your poppy stuff, you know, play your music, but I'm like, this is my lead in. I'm like, I am not, there one thing I will not compromise, and that is my Led Zeppelin, you know. And I went off the air to ramble on. That was my outro song every night. So, but yeah, man, you can't listen to that quietly. It doesn't work that way.
It's like the Cure to the Burn, like that startup and the build up. Like if you have it on low, you don't even hear that startup to the song, and you have to have that to get into the vibe.
Yeah. All right. Well, go ahead, Culture.
No, man. There's nothing I could add. We all agree. Okay. There are certain tunes that need to be played with volume.
Yep.
So we'll go to number 2 here in the Holy Shit News, which it was really a light schedule for this, but I thought this was funny. This wasn't from the Smoking Gun. This one was from We Got This Covered. Bruce Willis, John McClane himself, kicked out of Rite Aid for not wearing a mask.
Bum bum bum.
Oh, Bruce. I thought that was funny. I'm like, Bruce really got kicked out of a Rite Aid for not wearing them. I'm like, you know, it was in Los Angeles. I think that's what the article said. I was just like, Bruce, dude, really? Like, and I'm not advocating for, but I'm just saying there are certain circumstances and places where, like I said, I have to wear one at work. I don't like it, but I do. You know, so but that's the only place basically I do is there, or the doctors. Like I take my kid to the doctors, I pull one on there. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's just like, I mean, I don't think that the employee. I mean, if I was an employee, I'm not kicking Bruce Willis out of anywhere. I'm gonna just ask him for a picture with him and an autograph, probably. And, you know what I mean? Like, it just seems kind of petty.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, it just seems kind of petty to me. You know what I mean? Just hey, Bruce. Hey, Bruce. Yeah. And okay, Daisy Divine says Bruce wasn't making a statement. He forgot. Yeah, and I didn't think he was. But I just, you know, like I said, it just seems kind of petty to kick somebody out of a. I mean, come on.
Hey, they're doing it around here.
That's crazy.
I had somebody say something to me in Walmart the other day. I'm literally walking to the checkout lines, and the guy was older than me, really kind of just like a heavy set guy, and was with his wife, and must have been like an older kid. And normally I will let this shit slide. He was like, sir. I'm like, oh God. And I knew it was fucking coming. Where's your mask? I said, on your wife's nightstand, and just walked away. Motherfucker didn't say another word. I'm just like, I told Tony like right after, I think I messaged him. I'm like, I was so shocked. I was like, because I kind of looked over my shoulder, and I'm like, is this motherfucker gonna come rolling up on me? I was like, I walked away, and I heard the tuba player couldn't keep up with the wah, 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 you know, if anybody catches that joke. So but no, man, I was just like, don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. You know, I'm not gonna. I'm in fucking Walmart. The store is, you know, 1 million square feet, and there's only like fucking 30 people in that bitch at 2 p.m. Because the meth heads around me hadn't woke up yet. That is a beautiful thing right there. I love that. But yeah, So I was just like, whatever, but Bruce, man, don't kick Bruce out of a fucking.
No, man, you cannot kick the man out of a Rite Aid. You have boxes of masks, dude. You're a freaking pharmacy. Like, hand the dude a mask and say, "I'm sorry, you forgot your mask, Mister John McClane, sir. I appreciate the fact that you kicked the heck out of them terrorists in Nakatomi Corporation, man.
It saved Christmas for everybody.
That's right. Thank you for saving that Christmas, baby. Thank you.
Shit, look who's in the chat, ladies and
What's
gentlemen.
up, Jeff WCBS, my friend?
I am truly humbled. Thank you for showing up, my brother. This is truly a place to be. Hey, guys. Hey, man. The president, El Presidente, El Jefe himself. Thank you, sir, for showing up, man. I appreciate it. That's nice to see. That is absolutely nice to see. I will come on camera for that and scare everybody with my breath. I'm in my Death Star.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, man. But yeah, this is funny though, man. So yeah, Bruce Willis. Yeah, just like you said, a lot of these stores they give them out at the door. Like I went into Tractor Supply, and if you want, they're right there by the door. So yeah, like Culture said, just give the man a mask.
Look.
Yeah, even like supermarkets here, they have them by the door, and then some places will be like, if you forget it, you just ask an employee, and they'll be able to give you one. Like, so
that's it. Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry, bro.
No, I was just going to say, there's the age-old question: if you could go back and stop baby hits while he was still a baby and prevent everything he did from happening, would you? And I've always been of the mind of no, because he hasn't done anything yet. He's just baby hits, That being said, I would break that value I hold for the first bartender who tried to card an 80-year-old World War II veteran in that airport bar. World War II vet comes up, he's having a reunion, he wants to get a quick just a neat rye, and the 21-year-old bartender asks for his ID. I would find the first one that did that, and I would throw him in front of a bus, and I guarantee none of this going on today would be going on. None of us would be wearing masks. Yeah, it's a slippery slope. That's all I'm saying. And like Gary from Nerdrotic tweeted out not long ago, welcome to the bottom of that slippery slope. So congratulations, everyone.
Yep. I just think I think it's almost like a parody of itself now. Like we're not even in, like I've heard everybody's 1984 is way outselling Star Wars: The High Republic now. Hey, Daniel Jose Older. No, it's funny though, because like 1984 sounds so much, but we're living in it's like an amalgamation. I don't know if I said that right, but it's the Kool-Aid talking. Of 1984, Idiocracy, and Half Baked, and they took it and put it in a snow globe, and they're like,
don't forget a Brave New World,
a stunning and brave new world, and here we are, and it's like. Is this how it ends?
If you're kicking this man out of Rite Aid for, forgetting, that's just wrong, man. That's just wrong. I mean, this guy's giving you more entertainment than you could possibly imagine.
Yep.
He really has. And here's the thing, man. He's getting older. He might have forgot. I mean, not. What we don't do? We don't walk around masks in our house. We don't wear them in the car. Although I've seen some people wear them.
That's my favorite.
And there are certain folks. There are certain places. There are certain restaurants I can go. No mask required. Right?
Must be nice.
Hey, I'm just saying. And I've traveled now. And what's really funny to me is they will have you socially distancing at 6 feet with a mask on in the airport. And then you get on the plane and you are shoulder to shoulder with those mofos, right? So somebody help me out here. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things, and we have to, right now it's a social contract, right? Because you're doing it for the benefit of others. You know internally, because you've been told, and it makes sense, and it says it on the side of the boxes that this mask does jack all for this virus, right? So what it does is it limits the distance your spittle, your aspiration can go, but that's it. And and look, I mean, that's the truth. If you want to fact check it, go ahead. You can. I'm not saying don't wear a mask. I'm just saying it's LP. limited protection, right? They don't want you to wear something that protects you, like an N95 mask or an N99 mask, right? They want you to wear a surgical mask, which, by the way, if a surgeon is sick, like let's say with the flu, do you know what he doesn't do? Operate on people. Do you know why?
Because
he doesn't want to contaminate the field. Yeah, exactly.
On top of that, I'm known for my spittle. That's kind of my calling card.
Hey, dude, if you are not spitting when you are talking, you are not enunciating properly, man. You gotta blast somebody, man. It's one of the greatest
people.
Yeah.
So,
like that Family Guy cutaway where Martin Landau spits a pork chop in Stewie's face.
Yeah, like you need to know you're having a conversation with me.
Dude. If you don't need a napkin after we're done talking, I did not get my point across. You know what I'm saying?
Did I even convince you of anything, bro?
I am starting to see people kind of wake up though, because I'll see like one or two people not wearing them, and then it's like, okay, let's see where this goes.
It does. It's always like situational, like what's going to happen here, we're going to transition right now into a
I am not transitioning, bro.
Well, then I guess we'll just play this clip then, guys.
How could they do this to me? Because you were a whip scientist and you could be a whip villain. Out of my way, beast! It's the sorceress, you boob! Just as I suspected. Hello, you metal-munching moron! Are you out of your skull?
Look who's talking.
Stop! What are you doing? Advance! Retreat!
We are right back here on Bounding Into Comics, ladies and gentlemen.
Was that today's news cycle?
Yeah, that was today's. That was basically what happened in the world today. And I didn't even think of that when I was putting that together, but it just seems now that you mentioned it, it just seems appropriate. Honestly, I think that was basically like a condensed version of like the 6 o'clock news.
Yeah, we just cut out all the bad stuff.
Never mind. There's a brain in a mech suit yelling at Uncle Phil. Oh, so speaking of ridiculous things, other than Katie Cassidy's haircut, why did she do that? My God, she had to get the crazy SJW haircut almost. Like if she shaves up 2 inches more, she's that chick from the High Republic just with less melanin. The Arrow spinoff, Green Arrow and the Canaries, not moving forward at CW. It's funny because I actually did a video about the Canaries spinoff. It was back in 2019. And I did a video about how they were, because I was getting ready to start reviewing Batwoman, so I was covering a lot of the CW news. I was just like, they're talking about this show, and I was like, hey, this is probably going to be woke. And then you got to see how a lot of these characters unfolded. And I do like Katie Cassidy as an actress, though.
She's nice. I got to meet her too. She's pretty cool.
She was in the Nightmare on Elm Street. I think she
was Ruby in Supernatural.
She was in, I think it was Melrose Place or 90210. The newer version. I think it was Melrose Place. God, I love that show. Anyway, so I fucking do. I love Melrose Place. That was one of my favorite shows, man. I'm not gonna lie. The spinoff is done. This from JB Augustine over at Bounding Into Comics. Go over and give them some love on their YouTube channel as well. John F. Trent and the crew over there doing good work. The attempt at making an Arrow spinoff out of the Green Arrow and Canaries has fizzled, as it was not picked up for a series by the CW after all this time. This was according to Deadline. The network isn't going forward with the concept of Mia Queen and the two Black Canaries. Likewise, scrapped an idea they kicked around running it as an HBO Max joint show where all the DC programming, including the CW's content, is landing. An episode in Arrow's final season, titled Green Arrow and the Canaries, served as a backdoor pilot for the proposed series. much like they did with The Office with Schrute Farms. But that's another story. Set in Star City of 2040, it's centered around Mia, Catherine McNamara, Oliver's progeny, and her life being upended with the sudden reappearance of Laurel, Katie Cassidy, and Dinah, Juliana Harkave. See, I didn't watch much of Arrow though. I never.
I watched all that.
After the fourth season, you didn't miss anything.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's a Berlanti joint, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it might have a good season or two. I mean, like The Flash. The Flash was good until it went full Berlanti.
Yeah, well, season 4, it just shit the bed.
Yeah, and that seems to be a pattern for that dude. You know, he sets these showrunners in charge of these things, and they just they do okay for a little while, and then they just dump on stuff.
Except Batwoman.
No, that was a dump on
stuff.
That was a.
Well, consider this. I mean, Supergirl went from like a real network to CW.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, when it was on a real network, it was declining, and then they put it over on CW, and it found a brick wall to run into for a while.
It's like that kid without the helmet in class. He's supposed to wear it, but he takes it off and just rams his head into the wall until somebody stops him.
I was actually current with all the CW stuff until the season before. What was it? The latest crossover, Infinite.
Infinite Earth.
Yeah,
Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Yeah, I was current until up to that, and then I'm just like, I don't care anymore.
Uncommon temerity from this man here, guys, because let me tell you, I tapped out of Berlanti world really damn fast. So good on you, Angels.
Well, the Supergirl season is probably what did it. That and Legends of Tomorrow, because it was like super identity politics and it was just bad. So
yeah, that's what it seems like. Nano Salvador says the stream is bad and you should feel bad. It's Dr. Salberg, our Chrome friend. Nano Reaper says that Temple Queen's place of reviews. All you missed was superheroes talking about their feelings. And their
womanhood, absolutely. Daisy Divine, and that's the thing. I mean, if you want to watch a Berlanti joint, you know what you're going to get, right? And that's that guy's wheelhouse, right? Everything has to fit into the boxes that he's comfortable with, and all of these show creators he hires the same way. So you're going to get the same formula across the board on all of what used to be, you know, some pretty decent DC characters. And, you know, I have no doubt that the Canary show would have failed after one season, just like the Batwoman show. Right. And so you'd have been in a position where we would have been in the second season. Do we recast these young ladies who are, you know, talented actresses? I mean, well, two of them. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just, you know, you always have the one that's thrown in there, right?
I didn't mind Mia in the season that she was introduced. But I don't know.
Kind of like Birds of Prey, how female Juicy Smollett was just like, here, go out there and act.
I look. Anyway, so the whole point of that is this: you know what you're going to get. They're just projecting their own lives on these characters instead of delivering you the character that you've grown to know and love in the comics. And of course, that same thing happens with the comic book artists, which is how we end up with ruined shows. They bring up ruined stories, so you get completely ruined narratives because you've changed the characters. You can't create something that we go on about this every single time. You can't create something of quality yourself, so you ruin somebody else's quality. That's crap.
Yeah, that's definitely their modus operandi. I mean, hey, wait, we got to say hi to it's Singapore, right? YTL, that's where you're from. I believe you said Singapore. Hey man, how you doing? We're talking some CW right now. And Tony just found another article since we're already on the DC side. After we're done with this, we'll jump into that. And it says no reason was given, but Arrow executive producer and pilot co-writer Mark Guggenheim believes that CW's decision was based by the pandemic hitting. That's a nice excuse, but there was no interest in it.
We all know it's racism.
He also said they made up their minds almost a year ago and were sitting on the announcement this whole time. Actually, the decision was made back during the start of the pandemic, which I believe was the deciding factor, he wrote in a tweet. The official announcement was made today. I think that's an excuse. I just think there was no There was no interest in it. Nobody was going to buy it. And, you know, I mean, Berlanti's got like what, 75, 80 shows running right now.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you can't lose money on all of them. You know, you've got to.
Yes, you can.
That's the Berlanti way, damn it.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you get one season of interest out of like people who are going to give it a try, and then by the second season, you're losing 1/3 of your audience, and by your third season, half your audience is gone or more. And you know, but he managed to do all of that in a very tight window with Batwoman, right? He was able, like after the third episode, he dropped half his audience, so it was really impressive. You know, and his oversight on those showrunners, brilliant. Think about how many injuries, catastrophic injuries, and near deaths occurred on that set. He put exactly the right people in charge of that property.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the message.
The message is.
And the funny thing is, Batwoman was actually pretty good the first time they showed her in the Arrowverse. Like, I liked what they were doing, but they went in the complete opposite direction.
Oh,
it's just ridiculous.
It was horrible.
So the question is, can you blame the original Kate Kane? Can you blame the actress? Guy, and her name escapes me right now. Ruby Rose saying the only thing I've ever seen her perform well in are roles where she didn't speak. And the only role. Thank you very much. That's the only role in which she didn't speak. She was perfect, amazing. Don't talk. You're good.
She was in that new movie, The Doorman, where she's like beating up NFL linebackers again. But she takes out a whole building full of terrorists.
Right, yeah. What does Critical Drinker call that? Very accommodating stuntmen?
Yep, very accommodating stuntmen. Yep. I did one of my Batwoman reviews as almost an homage. It was basically a love letter to the Critical Drinker.
Oh, dude, man, he's great.
I kind of borrowed his cadence a few times, and I do.
Great.
I'm definitely guilty of the it'll be fine, to the point where my kid says that now in a little accent.
Dude, I know. I mean, think about the T-shirts you can sell with that on it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I mean, if you recast that, right? If you take her out of that film and you drop Gina Carano in there, you know she can whoop some ass. So that's the difference. So that's why people appreciate like Mandalorian. You had perfect casting. You have a woman who you believe could whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's one of those things where, you know, this Ruby Rose person, no, because she'd have trouble with it, like, you know, a heavy, you know, Egyptian cotton towel. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, the absurdium, of course, guys. But it's one of those situations where he injects his own idiocy into he projects his own thought processes into everything, and he allows his show creators to do the same. And that's, again, how we end up with these shows.
Yeah. It's got to be the same part of the brain when someone takes these shows and they have to inject them. Like, of course, you're an artist. You always, you know, have traces of yourself in your work, obviously. But this almost reminds me what these people are doing with these established franchises of what certain artists will do with the Star Spangled Banner, how they want to put their own twist on it, and it ends up not sounding as good as if they would have just sang it how they should have. It's got to be like that same, I don't know if it's what lobe it's in or what, but it's got to be that same, you know, maybe it's the narcissistic gland, I don't know, but God, I mean, life would be a lot better if these creators had limitations, I think. And I think an unlimited pool of resources and false support, even if you do fail, is just damaging everything.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
I was going to say you can only fail upwards in Hollywood. It's like nobody pays repercussion.
No, look at it. It's like Elizabeth Banks. You know, she lost over $100 million with Charlie's Angels, and then they gave her an Invisible Woman movie, which I believe I'm not sure. Culture, have you heard anything about that? I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. I was answering a question from one of our chat members. Say it again.
The Elizabeth Banks Invisible Woman film, is that still happening?
Last I'd heard it was stalled. I don't know. I can double check on it, but yeah, last I'd heard it was in park.
That's yeah, kind of in development hell right now.
Good word for that. Yeah, a good set of words. Yeah, but I wouldn't call it quite that. I just right now it's they're in need of elements. How's that for non specific Hollywood speak? Is that good enough? It's in Park. It's in Park. There's a lot of stuff in Park right now, including Ryan Johnson's trilogy. So just so you know,
they parked that. The tires got stripped. The engine's gone. The fenders are gone. And there's maybe a piece of the deck lid left, I think.
Probably. Yeah, actually, I think it's somewhere in East LA right now.
Those Jawas got it.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, the Jawas in East LA. I don't know about that, bro. That seems a little racist.
They were wearing robes, and I couldn't understand a word they said. So either they were that.
No, man, those are hoodies, bro. Those are hoodies.
I'm just saying, I don't mind him coming here, but you don't have to turn the place into Tatooine.
Yeah, man, I don't want to park my speeder and come back and have my new exhaust ripped off of it because some guy wanted to sell it for a fucking R5D4.
Well, you can't blame them. I mean, some of those sand speeders, man, those models are they're valuable because those parts are irreplaceable because they don't make those models anymore. So if you find one in good shape, man, you can part that out and do really, really well. But moving on to what the things we were talking about. I'm sorry.
Sorry, there's a segue right there in itself. But by contrast, we're talking about the Black Canaries. By contrast, the Canaries. By contrast, words are hard. Mark Pedowitz commented back in May, discussions were ongoing and the show may still have a chance, but that's back in May. They are very much in active discussions to see what we can do. Pedowitz said to Deadline, I've had many discussions with Warner Brothers. We have a strategy involved. Hopefully we can pull it off. Yeah, that strategy is please give us a show. Fast forwarding to today, clearly they didn't. Wah, wah. Arrow, which spawned CW's DC multiverse, was canceled last year after 8 seasons, leaving quite a void and big shoes to fill. The backdoor pilot episode, Green Arrow and the Canaries, was one of the highest rated episodes of the final season outside the world-ending Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event.
Yeah, the world didn't end, though, by the way.
No, it did not.
No, go figure.
Thank God the sun doesn't rise and set on the CW's DC multiverse. Oof.
So there are 2 very good actresses on that picture.
I'm guessing we're talking about these 2 right here, or is it these 2? Or is it the screen in that chair?
I'll leave it. I'll leave it up to you to decide.
I think Katie Cassidy's pretty good.
I think she's a decent actress. She's her, and I don't know much about the other 2. I honestly don't. I know the one on the left, the blonde, is Mia.
She's new, so I'm assuming you're talking about her not being good because she's new.
Oh man,
she's Arrow's daughter, isn't she?
She's Arrow's daughter. Arrow and Felicity's daughter.
Oh my God, I love Felicity. She has some of the best legs I've ever seen. I just have to say that.
She looks great.
She's beautiful. She was
character is shit.
Yeah, her character sucks.
Her character was great to start. And then they turned her into this. I don't know what the fuck. It was just bad.
Angelus, your temerity is outstanding, bro. Yeah. You must have like still huevos, bro. Because dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I saw like I said, I've seen probably maybe a handful to 10 episodes of Arrow, but yeah, I never really got into it. I did, I saw a couple of the later episodes because one of my co-hosts in the wrestling show, Will, was a huge Arrow fan, so I'd watch a few episodes here and there that he'd tell me about them. But yeah, I never got into it. Like I said, I quit watching The Flash after season 3, going into season 4 because season 4 just was like
season 3, the one with the Tinker guy or the mind, the Thinker or whatever the fuck.
I have to, dude. I haven't watched it. It's been years.
But yeah, when he stopped fighting speedsters, it was like this isn't good.
Let's see. TV series finale reported that the episode was viewed by 893,000 people and had a 0.33 rating and an 18 to 49 demographic. It was the second most viewed episode and the 3rd highest rated of the season. The most viewed episode was the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover episode. It was viewed by 1.408 million and had a 0.52 rating and an 18 to 49 demo. So Supergirl and Black Lightning were also canceled and will end with their upcoming seasons sign off. That leaves Batwoman, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and newcomer Superman and Lois holding the line for the Arrowverse. Black Lightning villain turned anti-hero painkiller, meanwhile, might get a spin-off, and CW could still option a planned prequel to apocalyptic sci-fi drama The 100. Are you upset, Green Arrow and the Canaries? Yada, yada, yada. Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you guys.
I actually liked the guy who played plays Superman in the Arrowverse when he was on Teen Wolf. He was actually good in that. Yeah, he's not good as Superman though.
That's I haven't heard many positive things about him. I've seen him, like I said, I watched a couple of was there 4 of the crossover episodes?
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw 2 of them because I got pissed at the one where Batwoman killed Kevin Conroy. And I was like,
I haven't watched any of that.
Yeah, I watched that and I was like, oh, son of a bitch. Are you serious? She killed Kingdom Come Batman. Oh, it was bad. And literally, like, she kicks him. He like knocks Supergirl over. He's got like the exoskeleton suit on, and he swats her into the fucking wall or something. And Ruby hits him with a spin kick. And next thing you know, he's electrocuted because the suit, he bumps into this. I don't know what the fuck it was, but
wow.
He's on the ground and he's like, "You are always the bad of the future." It's just like, wait, what? What? Why? I
actually met Kevin Conroy too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought people didn't die by electricity in the DC universe.
Yeah, I didn't think electrocution was a method of death because it sure as fuck didn't kill Cheetah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, judging by Justice League, it's actually a method of life. So,
yeah, that saved her. While we're over here on the DC side, we're gonna talk a little bit about this Ray Fisher article. Cyborg actor Ray Fisher claims he's been fired from the Flash movie, insinuates Jeff Johns is a racist. Oh, Cyborg. Cyborg
is on your side.
I know. That was the thing. Like, I was on his side at the very beginning of this, like this summer. I was like, because you've heard the skeevy things about Joss Whedon.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he was sleeping with Eliza Dushku while they were making was that Dollhouse she was in?
Yeah.
Like I said, she was cheating on Rick Fox with Joss Whedon. Let that sink in. I'm not gay, but if I have to bang one of those, it's going to be Rick Fox. It's not going to be fucking Joss Whedon. All right.
To be fair, I met Eliza Dushku, and she's kind of a C word.
Oh, I could understand that.
So.
Do you think that's his face when he's making these tweets?
Probably. I get to see he's got like the green screen suit on, the mocap suit. He's like standing in front of the screen. He records himself tweeting a Cyborg.
It's like Jeff Johns isn't a racist. It's you're fucking out of it, dude. Like, have some composure.
Yep. Let's see. Cyborg actor Ray Fisher claims that Warner Brothers Pictures fired him from the Flash movie. Fisher, who played Cyborg in Justice League, made the claim in a recent post to social media. On Twitter, he shared 2 images featuring a letter he wrote. We kind of read this a little bit on the dump. I'll go through this. The letter begins, "I have received official confirmation that Warner Brothers Pictures has decided to remove me from the cast of The Flash. I strongly disagree with their decision, but it is one that is unsurprising. Despite the misconception, Cyborg's involvement in The Flash was much larger than a cameo. And while I do mourn the lost opportunity to bring Victor Stone back to the screen, bringing awareness to the actions of Walter Hamada will prove to be a much more important contribution to our world," he continues. Yeah. While Fisher claims he's been removed from The Flash, he goes on to reiterate his claim from December that he would not work on any production associated with Walter Hamada. The Flash is a film associated with Walter Hamada. He's given the current president of DC Films. Fisher writes,
"So looks like you're not working at all."
Yeah. So yeah, he said, "I cannot participate in any clear conscience participate in any production associated with the current president of DC Films, Walter Hamada." So he basically tried to give Warner Brothers an ultimatum to fire the president of their studio. to I don't understand what the hell he was thinking. Like, you have to know you're basically a nobody. Okay, your only role of any notoriety, I'm gonna stop the screen share here, the only role of any notoriety was in a horrible iteration of the Justice League, so bad that the director that got screwed out of directing it because of a family tragedy gets to come back and remake it, and then you're getting left out of the movie that follows that. You see where they're bringing everybody back except you, because you cooked your own goose. You played the race card where it didn't need to be played, and here we are with a big stinking pile of Ray Fisher's tweets of him whining and trying to call out the president of fucking Warner Brothers. Like, that's going to get him anywhere. I mean, can you see that? Like I said, he requested the investigation and then wouldn't participate and cooperate with the investigation. It's like, dude, nobody can help you.
If you have an issue, help them out to fix the issue instead of hindering every damn thing, and you might not have a problem.
He is trying to take the San Francisco 49ers quarterback route, I think, but he doesn't have the same notoriety. Like, you got to play a little more ball before you start getting down on one knee. I really think that's the path he's trying to take here. And sorry, my guinea pigs are hungry. Don't know if you can hear him in the back.
Yep. He's been assimilated.
Yeah, but I think he's trying to become more of a social icon, get endorsement, that kind of thing, instead of actually, because if not, then, I mean, what are you doing, man? Like, you start in one movie, like, get a career going first before you start stepping on landmines. I mean,
that's it. So basically, he's ruined it. He's sabotaged his career with one felt swoop. I mean, it's like you're sitting there, and you're telling your soon to be ex that you've got to choose between me and, I don't know who, like some hot guy, like say Mario Lopez. I don't know. You got to choose between me and Mario Lopez. And before you even have Mario Lopez out of your mouth, she's like, Mario Lopez. And you're like, what the fuck? You didn't even let me finish. It's like, am I fired or not? It's like, yeah, you're out. Who were you supposed to bring me coffee? Like, wasn't that what you were fucking here for in the first place? Like, they're going to fire the president of a studio who seemingly was on his side at first. And now you see he's like, oh, Walter Hamada's fault. Jeff Johns is racist.
Things have been on an upswing since Hamada took over too.
We had Aquaman made $1 billion. And that's a Jeff Johns and Berg picture, wasn't it? Wasn't they were the ones that were kind of running things then? It was Peter Berg and Jeff Johns, yeah, at that point. Because did they let him go or did he quit? I cannot remember if he...
Dude, you're talking ancient history. It says people have been flipping around so much lately, and John's kind of checked out. I mean, that was a good, that movie made money in spite of itself. It was fine, but it was, it was really the indication that his writing was starting to slip to me. But I don't expect a lot out of him anymore. And then of course, the writers are getting spread very thinly. I mean, good writers they still produce good things, but the people who are okay writers who can write a good thing are being overtasked, and that's why we end up with things that were incomplete, not well done, not well thought out. And he's one of those guys. He needs time to put something together. I mean, we used to have a pre-production cycle or production cycle that would be, you would announce a project in like 2011, it would come out in 2020. And that's kind of how I feel like we're, because right now, if I'm not wrong, Elizabeth Banks, I mean, the Invisible Woman project we were talking about is at least 4 projects away for her, because she's going to act and direct in it. So, and most of her stuff now, because of what happened with Charlie's Angels, is TV, just so you know. So
she's yeah, man, that's oh God. I went to see Charlie's Angels on opening night.
I'm sorry.
And I did it. I was on a bet. It was on a bet. My buddy went to see Black. Hey, look, my buddy went to see Black Christmas 2019. Have you watched that fucking shit show, Dumpster Fire?
I haven't.
Oh my God. I drunk tweeted that whole movie because I was going to go rent it. And Nick Utam from World Class was like, dude, I'm not going to let you spend money on it. Here, hang on. I'll send it to you. He sent it to me and I drunk tweeted it. And he was like, holy shit, dude, you went off the rails. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, that movie, like, it was basically like getting assaulted watching that movie, like having your, like, just every part of your brain just punched with tiny fists of like intersectional feminist fury for what was it, like 2 hours. It made no sense. It was Black Christmas in name only. Sophia Takal that wrote, and I can't remember if she directed it too, but she should never be allowed to direct a community theater play, let alone a movie. And damn you, Blumhouse. Holy shit. What is it about Blumhouse? I'm going off the fucking rant. What is it about Blumhouse that they have to have black goo in every fucking movie and it's a plot device? It was in goddamn Black Christmas. It was in that stupid Fantasy Island remake.
Didn't see it.
As much as I like Michael Pena is not Ricardo Montalban, and some Asian kid is not fucking Tattoo. Because he has a tattoo. Fuck off.
And Fantasy Island's not a horror film.
Yeah,
not a horror genre. But that's what Blumhouse does, dude. You're taking one of their magical plot devices and you're throwing shade on it, bro.
The black goo, Gooverse. It's the Blumhouse black Gooverse. Yeah. I literally smashed the bust all the phone. Like, what is this? What? Oh,
it's the magical plot device, the black goo. It's an all-our film.
It truly was. And on that note, with the black Gooverse in tow, we're going to go to this break real quick, come back, and be ready to talk some Star Wars and our favorite belle of the ball, Daisy Ridley, after this.
Wait a minute, kids. Don't go swimming in that quarry. It's dangerous. If you have an open wound, get some dirt or kitty litter and rub it in there to stop the bleeding. You guys want to buy some gum or cotton candy or a stuffed animal? How about an inflatable mallet, huh? This is fun.
All right, so we are over here on TulsaWorld.com, and this is Daisy Ridley scared by Star Wars fans turning up at home. And I just, when I found this article, I thought it was funny because, number one, the sheer amount of ads is frightening, but it's the TulsaWorld.com. I mean, it's just a funny source. It's like, you don't really heavy hitting Hollywood journalism from the TulsaWorld.com website, ladies and gentlemen. This, I love it. It's by Celebritainment too. That's a hell of a pseudonym right there. I mean, I'm just saying. Daisy Ridley scared by Star Wars fans turning up at her home. Now, when you think of Star Wars fans turning up at Daisy Ridley's house, what type of fan ultimately comes to mind?
Raylo.
You would be right. You would be right. Is this? Did they redact the whole fucking article? Jesus. This link. This link was not bad this morning.
Okay. Well, the point is, don't ever give them an inch, because then they think you owe them.
Okay, well, I guess we don't need to. I mean, Daisy Ridley's a lovely woman, but I'm not going to screen share just a picture of Daisy Ridley. So, yeah, the Raylos have been showing up at Daisy Ridley's house, and it's just, these people are freaking creepy. They are just like, what? Let it go. They were, harassing Adam Driver, his wife. If you had seen some of the tweets that Driver's wife and him get, like, I mean, they called his wife, like, I think his wife had just had a kid. They were just calling her a fat slob. I mean, it's like, they're just ripping into this woman. He belongs with Daisy, and like they're like wishing like death on her, and it's like, what the? This is but this is the audience that Disney wants. This is that hidden.
Well, they cultivated the crazy, bro. Yeah,
they did. They absolutely did.
Huh.
They absolutely did. God, they wanted they want you to they want you to, give, oh God, just why? Just why? Why? Why is this? Why is that a thing? Like the purple-haired Tumblr weirdos. Here we go. Daisy
There.
Ridley has been left scared by Star Wars fans turning up at her house. I didn't know I had to take the fucking survey to read the article. I didn't have my little Orphan Annie secret decoder pin. I apologize. The 28-year-old actress, 28. So my future ex-wife is only 28. All right. Well, I've already got a kid. You're not having any, sweetheart. The 28-year-old actress became a household name when she was cast as Rey in the most recent Star Wars trilogy. And though she had the best time, quote, air quotes, best time making the movies, she admitted such a high-profile role brought with it a lot of unwanted attention. She told Tadler magazine, Star Wars was this thing, and then it was this thing that came to an end. It hasn't always been easy. There are things about being in Star Wars I don't like talking about because it's not a good side. People turn up at your doorstep, and that's scary. And I've been followed. That's a bit whoa. But in terms of the actual experience, I had the best time, and now I'm out of it. I feel like I want to work really hard and honor the decision of the people that cast me. And the star admitted she will always be baffled as to why she was chosen for the role. Does anybody want to take Kathleen Kennedy's self-insert for 2000?
Yeah.
Anybody? You?
Yeah. Cece, yeah.
I mean, let's see. She said, I just think there will always be a question. Why was it me? That will always be there. Why me? Nancy Kerrigan asked herself that question too, Daisy.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Didn't Natalie Portman have issues with being in Star Wars and all that stuff too?
Yes, she did, I believe.
Well, good. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It just seems similar. Like there's like a parallel here.
They're very well. Look at it's like that Star Wars arc. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. I just want to finish this up. But Ridley has reached a point where she needed to stop questioning her success and just accept her luck was in. She added, I know there were 1,000 other actresses who could have done it. I guess ultimately it came to a point where I decided I have to be okay with this. I've got this magical piece of luck. The stars aligned. I have to be okay with the amazing chance. That's it. We'll go up for Stephen Walt one more time. There we go. There you go, Stephen. There you go. I think she's beautiful. She has actually 2 beautiful sisters too. But no, I don't dislike Daisy Ridley. The character of Rey is sheer and utter shit, but I don't dislike Daisy at all. I don't blame her for anything that happened. She can only work with the material she's given. And I've watched interviews with her, and she's really funny and charming. And I think I think she seems like a cool chick. These weirdos are harassing her and shit, which, I mean, like you said, Natalie Portman dealt with that. I wonder if Felicity Jones had any of that happen to her. If it did, it probably happened while she was playing Star Wars, not Ruth Bader Ginsburg. But I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if anybody has a Ginsburg fetish, but
there was a cult following with Rey, not to understate your Ginsburg joke was awesome, but I'm just saying, like, for every action, there's a reaction. So, we reacted to Rey, and in turn, it created less than normal fan base for her, and we revolted against her and Kylo, and we all know what Reylos are, so it's definitely not normal, and I think this is of its time, okay, you've always had weirdos and stalkers, but I don't think entire groups of people would be stalking 2 individuals how they are now back in the 70s, 60s, any other time until recently. So I don't know. I feel bad for the girl,
I do.
You shouldn't have to worry about your personal safety like that. And you can tell when they ask her about it, you see that look in her eyes.
She gets uncomfortable. She does.
Yes.
She gets uncomfortable talking about it. And that's the thing is with her, you can't, it's like you can't even dislike her, for she's not an SJW really. I mean, I haven't heard, anything about bad about her in that respect, so it's like, I mean, I just feel for her as a person anyway, but even more so, she was given this horrible character to play that is just maligned and is like the textbook definition of a Mary Sue. But then, like you said, you were talking about the casting. Look at her. You put her, Natalie Portman, and Felicity Jones next to each other. There's almost no differentiation between them. I mean, they're literally. It's like the White Girl Factory was like having a special on like pencil shaped brunettes that day. It was like, here goes the assembly line, just boom, 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 like three of them, but they're basically like the same, like it's all the same looking, actress for all these
dime a dozen.
Yeah. But yeah, man, she had the weirdest people glom onto her and Adam Driver. And then, well, that goes on Jar Jar for episode 9, the rise of Palpatine, for including that weird fucking Raylo moment. That kiss that did nothing. That did nothing. Yeah, it was cringe, and it didn't need to happen.
Didn't they like threaten to do shit to Adam Driver too?
Oh yeah, they threatened. Dude, he's had all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, the death threats to his wife and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
These people, that's unhinged. That is straight up just unhinged bullshit right there. I mean,
watch them try to blame us.
That's exactly what I said about Leticia Wright from Black Panther, because she quit social media over her the anti-vaccine and something else. She said, I did a video on it a while ago, but you really just died right out. So she got attacked by weirdos on Twitter, like usual. But I said, in 2 years, I said, Mark, and I'm glad I made a video. I said, in 2 years when Black Panther 2 comes out and all the trades are talking about Leticia Wright's not on social media because of toxic white male fans or toxic fans. No, it was not toxic fans of anything. It was the weirdos on Twitter that attacked her, for her sharing an opinion. So wait, what does Fat Steven Seagal say? Oh, the Sephora sponsor.
Good Lord. If you go to Sephora and type in the code FANG, you'll get a 10% discount.
That's all because of you, right, Angelus?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So all the dudes that you get with, are they fang bangers?
Goddamn.
Do you go through a lot of pillows?
I think he does.
Those better not be feathers.
Or just pillowcases. If it's memory foam, it's just pillowcases.
Let's see why TL says the actors did as they were told. They even trained sorry for the. They did. That's the thing, man. I don't want to shit on. And Adam Driver's a vet. I believe he's a Marine.
Yeah, he's retired. Yeah, he's a veteran. He served. He's a strong dude. Did a great job.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: you are only as good as the material and the direction that you're given. If you have talent, which if you've seen other things that he's in, you could say that he has some talent as an actor. If you've paid attention to what others have said about Daisy Ridley, and I've not personally witnessed this, but theoretically, she's also a good actor, has some experience, and here we are, right? We're at a place where they were treated weirdly, because of some fetishization. Is that, I don't even think that's a word, but it became a fetish, which is just weird. I mean, I'm not, I understand people are into what they're into. No kink shaming here. I mean, if you're
furries.
No, I won't even do that, because like one of my very best friends on YouTube is Mary Mayhem, and I would never treat her poorly for being a furry.
Is she a furry?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have video evidence to prove it. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's one of those things. I mean, and Angelus, I mean, he's obviously into
stuff and things. And Tommy, by the way, the boss finished watching that stream where you called me a traitor and also him a traitor at the end. Yeah, dude, not cool. I still love you, but not cool, bro. Not cool.
JM 2021. Yeah, man. More in agreement with that. I could not be. The Raylos are just the scourge of the Star Wars fandom.
But it's such a weird thing. I mean, okay, so you think about the relationship that those two had, and I wasn't even in YouTube, right? I was under a different moniker, chatting in the chats, Doomcock, Nerdrotic, whatever, and I could not express as strongly as I felt it that you are essentially all about bad relationships. You want an abusive relationship if that's the crap that you went about fetishizing, right? I mean, that was just, I couldn't get around it. I'm like, where is the world now where when a man is constantly abusive to a woman, that's desirable, and I understand. I mean, a lot of this crap came around because of Tumblr and other bologna sausage like that. But I mean, I can't get my arms around it. I mean, Angelus could probably explain it with the fangs and stuff, but I just don't know if anybody else can. Maybe you can.
Daddy issues.
Well, that also explains Angelus.
Thanks a lot.
He just came on to take a beating.
Dude, I love him so much. We have so much fun together. It's great. We play games together and streams. Yeah, I'm just thankful. I appreciate being on here, and I can't believe that you're letting me talk as much as you are. I'd be like, shut up, Culture.
No. It's all good, man. It's all good. That's why I have people on. It's like I want to hear different opinions. You know what I mean? And that's why we're all here. That's the reason for the season. But yeah, I can't understand a place in a time where you're, where you carry a fake relationship, a fictional relationship to the realistic point where you're harassing an actor or actress or, wishing harm upon their spouse simply for being their spouse when it doesn't line up with your headcanon. It's fucking weird. It's such a weird concept to me to be that far off the rails. And I mean, I'm pretty far off the rails. I mean, I was a grown man who play fighted wearing tights. So, I mean, well, they were pleather pants actually.
Yeah, but see, that's a form of performance, right?
I mean, it was basically being an actor, a stunt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a form of performance, and that's the kind of stuff I appreciate. I mean, you commit to your character, your role. You're the baby face or you're the heel. I mean, that's what you are. Wrestling, you're one or the other. Guess what? In life, you're a villain or a hero. Those are your choices, right? And it's very black and white in performance arts, as always have been, right? I mean, going back to even Shakespeare, you could have a little bit of a gray area, and oftentimes there was one. I don't know why I have this mic in right now, to be honest with you. It's because I was playing games earlier. But it's one of those things where we have to accept that in storytelling, those are the roles that you're given. And and when you try to play around with those roles, you can do it, but you have to do it with good character development and stuff. And like I keep coming back to the fact that when it comes to this particular pairing, there still is a good and evil here. There's no redemption arc for Ben until the very last second, just like with Anakin or Darth Vader, when he throws the Emperor down, the shaft. They tried to replace the story that we knew with a story that was inferior and unsatisfying. They tried to satisfy everybody, and it was unsatisfying. It was gross. Anyway, I don't want to go on more Star Wars stuff, but the Raylo people are just, I don't understand. I don't understand where you go. I don't understand how you got there. I know. It's a weird journey. And again, Daisy Ridley is a sweetheart from all accounts, right? And Adam Driver, like I said, he's an actor I've seen do other stuff, right? And so I have faith that they both could have delivered whatever. I think they missed golden opportunities. They should have shipped, to be honest with you, Daisy with Finn. You should have Ray with Finn. I mean, it made sense. You had two potential Jedis, right? You had, two Force users. I could have told a far better story with the diversity that they're looking for in Hollywood, and kind of the outcome that they would like. Much better. I don't get it. I mean, we had good and evil. We had an opportunity for redemption. You could have Ben Solo's redemption could have come in a different way, right?
Mhm.
And Han Solo could have actually gave himself up for his and not the way they did it, but for his villain cast son, in a way that comes back later to support his redemption. But it didn't do that. That's not the shock value of that was all that they went for, and not like that could have fit into the story somewhere. It's just weak. Like and we have great members of the community, Ivan Ortega, people like that can actually re-edit films and stuff. And I'm taking my chance at that now because I'm doing it with Wonder Woman 84. I'm trying to like cut a good film. It's a challenge. We'll see if I can do it. But we have really talented people in the Phantom Menace, and they can actually make some of this stuff make sense or tell a better story. I mean, you're still going to have some elements you can't friggin' get rid of, but at least you could cut it differently so that it made more sense. There had to have been a better way to lose Han Solo. There had to have been a better way to deal with Carrie Fisher's death. I mean, I would have let that shit happen, like, because as a result of her, Mary Poppins moment, and I mean, and then from there, I mean, she didn't survive that. That was a traumatic event, Yeah. And you could have had something better. Again, I mean, it comes down to the decision making and the story writing, but I still don't. I will never understand this. I just don't get it. Sorry, guys. I went off on a diatribe, bro. I'm sorry. I did it again.
It's all good, man. It's all good. No, that's, I mean, you basically said the same thing, that I kind of was going to say. So, Tony, you got anything you want to add to that, bro?
I mean, everybody's really said it. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I really don't have nothing to add to that.
No, I think like we were talking about, you could have a way better story. That's where I thought they were going with after the Force Awakens was. I'm like, well, shit, Finn is clearly a Jedi. Finn's a Jedi. I'm like, Rey's obviously, got some, Force abilities. So I'm like, okay, so you got these two, pair them up, Poe, I was like, Oscar Isaac, cool. He's gonna be like the new Han Solo type character. Yeah. I'm like, that was, like I said, even with the Force Awakens being a rehash of the New Hope, it was like, okay, but maybe the next one they might, kind of set these wheels in motion. And then, we all know what happened after that,
right. I was fine with Force Awakens being just a retelling of New Hope because they're trying to bring in a newer audience, which was fine. So it's like, let's give them a refresher.
And it was their first step.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So like, we'll see what they do in the next one, and then they just shit the bed.
That's it. Ryan Johnson showed up.
I've mentioned this before too. When it first started really getting around that the Force Awakens was a rehash of A New Hope, people started going after Ryan Johnson on Twitter. Is Episode 8 just going to be a rehash of Empire? And I remember, I wish I should take the time to go find the tweet. He's probably deleted it by now, but he had said, I'm sitting in this room where I've been for months. I'm working hard. It was right before production was starting on The Last Jedi, because I'm pretty sure they started in like January or something the following year, 2016 or whatever, right after the Force Awakens had come out. But he had just said he had been working hard and it wasn't going to be a rehash of Empire, and either you're going to like it or you're not, but he's pouring his heart and soul into it. And I'm like, I like this guy. I'm like, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I feel like the general consensus, nobody thought The Force Awakens was spectacular, but again, it's like, okay, new audience and just starting out, they wrote a better Star Wars movie than I think I would have, at least at the time. Yeah, so I don't know. Ryan, just that hit especially hard, because The Force Awakens did set some stuff up. Like I thought Rey and Finn were going to get together. Like he acted like he was falling for her.
Yep. Well, in between that, we got Rogue One. In between that and the last dumpster fire, you had the Rogue One, and it was like, okay, so they're kind of moving. Okay, so we see where this one is, but they're still kind of okay. It's still, it's still okay. Star Wars, we still are. Even though I'm not don't completely love Rogue One. There's things I definitely love about it. I love that it's basically a war movie, espionage. I just wasn't crazy about Felicity Jones and her just kind of so acting and delivery is just meh. Diego Luna, that plays, was it Cassian Andor, that's getting the show. I thought he was kind of wasted on that character because he's so much more to bring to the table as an actor than he was able to show in there. But I mean, still, really, I don't think anybody was clamoring for a Cassian fucking Andor show at this point in the game. I'd rather see just Baze Malbit and Sheard Imwe prequel than Cassian. But and then we got hit with The Last Jedi, and like I said, I remember going to see that in the theater with one of my coworkers who bought a ticket. Come see it. I'm like, I don't know, come see. I don't know. I was like, I didn't really like Looper. I know Rian Johnson is, I'm like, I don't know. I'd go see it. And yeah, right into the beginning of the movie, I'm sitting there in the seat, just like audibly, just like I did at Rise of Skywalker. That a couple years ago, it's like, motherfucker. It's like, motherfucker. This is not a Star Wars movie. A Star Wars movie doesn't start out with mama jokes. Like it just, yeah. And the rest is history with that. I mean, it was just bad. It was bad.
Yeah. So I wanted to throw it in before we get too far off the subject. I'd really like to see the Gareth Edwards version of Rogue One because I bet it's killer.
It doesn't have the Vader sequence at the end. That's the thing that hooked me into it, was that sequence.
Yeah, but what if his version didn't really need it because it was good? I don't know. I liked Rogue One and I don't hate it now, but I just don't really find it rewatchable. But
yeah.
I put it on the other day for background noise.
I think his version would have been interesting because it was supposed to be more war-oriented, and the movie kind of jams together in a weird way. The pacing gets weird, especially around where her father dies. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Gareth Edwards, just a single vision, because Rogue One really is the same thing as Solo. They just concealed it better, but it's two movies stitched together.
Yeah.
And Felicity Jones, her personality from the original teaser trailer was extinguished. I bet his just Gareth Edwards version alone, even without the Vader sequence, would have been a lot better. Just the single vision.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it definitely could be. Me don't know. Me no know. But what I know is we're going to jump over here to InsideTheMagic.net. I forgot I got my range on. We're going to check out this article, you man babies. Make sure you bitch slap the like button. No, slap that like button for me. If you're not subbed, do me the favor, slap the subscriber button. That's the subscription button. Words are hard. English is hard. Hammer. All right. So there's a new Star Wars trilogy, and it's better than ever. This article is a couple days old, but this just talks about, I thought this was really worth mentioning, talks about the how the Mandalorian and its spin-offs of Ahsoka Tano and the New Republic, Rangers of the New Republic, are probably in all likelihood going to be a better quote-unquote sequel trilogy than the sequel trilogy is. And I wanted to kind of just touch on this real quick while we were over here on this side of things before the next break. I mean, what do you guys think about this? I mean, with the spin-off potential, like I said, I was not and still am not a huge Ahsoka Tano fan, but I do think Rosario Dawson did the role justice, for at least for my liking, to get her own, to warrant her own show. I mean, I'm down with it. I wouldn't mind seeing a little more of the character in live action anyway.
Yeah, I thought she did all right. I definitely want to see Cara Dune, Gina Carano being something else, like by herself. See how she does.
I think that I would have preferred her Gekku to be a little longer, but that's okay. I think that if anybody was going to play the character and have everything seem proper, I mean, she was a very good choice. Mm-hmm. She's a little on the older side, so I'm not certain for how long she'll be able to maintain the ability to play the character. But I think that she'll be very good in her own show. And I think that Gina Carano will be very good in a show that she'll be in. And I think that they'll both, still, return to their roots of the Mandalorian at certain points in time. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to feed into the future. And, again, I as much as I really don't like the fact that Ahsoka Tano is not dead somewhere, because she should have been dead at least twice by my count. Overall, I think Rosario Dawson's fine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm in the same school of thought with you. I think I was shocked that they picked her. Just not because of her, just her, like you said, her age. She's 41, and to step into a role like that, and 41 is not old, but for a role like that, it kind of is, because it's like you said, what is your longevity going to be in this role? What are they thinking with the series? What do they think the lifespan of this thing is? A couple seasons? I mean, if you're talking 2-3 seasons, yeah, she could probably do it. She's married to Spartacus, so I mean, it is what it is, right? Lord, I apologize for that. But no, seriously though, I don't mind it. And yeah, Gina Carano and the Rangers of the New Republic show. I mean, now are they going to give her that, or there's still the rumors going around that it was WDW Pro reported on that Favreau's protecting her, and then there's always they wanted her to apologize before she got her own show. I don't see Gina Carano apologizing for anything. I think she would walk.
Yeah, they probably need her more than she needs them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I don't know her financial situation, but I'm sure she could.
She's probably all right, guys. She's had several film roles. She did really well in her MMA career. Yep. I mean, this is just a secondary career for her at this point. And I think that if Disney were to drop her, she would have roles instantly, despite, anything that may have been perceived by complete crazy humans on Twitter or other places. Yep. And it's given us probably one of the best romances ever outside of Star Wars. So my buddy Jay and her, I think that's a match made in heaven, right? One of the nicest guys in the world with one of the most level-headed persons that I think I've seen represented on from Hollywood. So there you are. So, but no, I mean, she has been to a certain extent vilified by elements. Yeah. But again, I mean, if you are like Jon Favreau and you look at the world like Twitter's not real life, then he's just gonna view it as noise, which is kind of what it is, to be honest with you. And here's the thing: they would never get rid of her. If they wanted to maintain goodwill with the fans, because if it ever got out that's what, I mean, they'll lose half of their fan base. See, this is what most of these companies don't realize. You do something like this, and it's willful and it looks like that, you'll lose half of your fan base, and that's why, at the very beginning of the show, the first thing we talked about was the cyborg crap. And, there's a certain portion of the fan base, not half, that will, walk away from DC or not pay nearly as much attention. Well, you just created a whole lot of goodwill, right? And do you want to destroy that goodwill by getting rid of like one of the most popular characters, and not just characters in the series, but one of the most popular characters that Disney Star Wars has ever created? I mean, I would say if you're looking at Disney Star Wars and what they've created, you have Baby Yoda. And then you have Gina Carano's character, right? Yeah. That's it. And then Mandalorian be third. And, Ahsoka Tano is just like Dave Filoni, like,
yes.
On, because honestly, he's got just a weird fascination with that character. I mean, it's like, that's his, like, Luke, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Creepy.
Yeah. They put her in everything.
She's better animated, in my opinion. Like, I just said, Ahsoka is like I think she should stay an animated character. Like, Rosario Dawson's cool. It's just, I don't know.
Hey, she did. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Tone.
I was just going to agree with you that she should be dead. But if you're going to use her, I prefer a animated setting.
But here's the thing, and I just want to say this because she obviously did her homework. This is what I like about good actors and actresses. They do their homework. She studied the character, the animated series, right? She tried to imitate what she'd seen, and she did a very good job of it. Her fighting style is brilliant. She's whipping out those dual lightsabers in that just amazing duel, right? So there we are.
I heard.
it was. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I heard she drank the tears of Kevin Smith to absorb all that knowledge.
Oh, I think you're right. I think absolutely, yeah. The tears of Kevin Smith are a source of information for all actors in Hollywood. I think, and the nice thing is there's a never-ending supply.
Yeah. Vital fandom proteins.
Yeah. Well, and again, I mean, he does buckets, dude. So that's like, years of, shows, right? So.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I am interested to see, because I watched Star Wars Rebels, so I am interested to follow up with Ezra and Thrawn, and there's the rumor her show, they're going to be searching for him. And so actually,
there will be payoff for you, my friend.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things that potentially could come out, but this is the thing: when you start to build up something from what you destroyed, you do not want to destroy the goodwill that you've created along the way. And we're 2 seasons in. The payoff was the rescue, the last episode of the 2nd season, in the last 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so you gave the people that were like, carefully on board or not begrudgingly, but I can't think about cautiously. They were cautiously optimistic in this 2nd season. And then you gave them the last 7 minutes of this show. And you simultaneously won back a lot of people, and you gained a lot of goodwill with people like me who still think Star Wars is mostly dead. I think right now it's on a respirator, and it's in and out of a coma. That's what I think of Star Wars right now, right? Because of Mandalorian. But you gave a lot of people a lot more hope. So right now I'm kind of thinking, okay, well, occasionally Star Wars takes a breath on its own, right? And for that moment, there were 7 minutes of it breathing on its own without the respirator, and that was impressive. Can it go farther? Maybe. Will they ever get it where it was? I don't know if that'll happen in my lifetime, but I'm pretty old, so it could happen. We'll see.
I hope it turns around.
No, feel free.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm with you. I want to see it turn around too. It's one of my favorite things is Star Wars. It really is. I love it. It goes back to, like I said, being 3 years old and seeing Return of the Jedi in the theater. Yeah. I mean, I still have, my kid sleeps with them every night. I have little stuffed 1983 Kenner Ewoks that my kid sleeps with, man. And they've still got the tags, and you can, it's what is it? Mookie and Nippet are their names. You can still read them on the fucking tags. I've got the Ewok board game still in the original plastic. I love, Empire is my favorite movie, but Return of the Jedi was my first, and that was it. And I love this franchise. And like I said, seeing Luke, like you said, for the last 7 minutes, I cried, man. I was sitting out in my living room watching the TV, and that X-Wing came in, and I was like, oh shit. And I just had that, I'm like, because they called to it and it didn't give back a call sign or respond. I'm like, they're building it up. And then as soon as I saw the black, the
I was
like, that's Luke. That's Luke.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, and there had been again, I had some information and I couldn't confirm it. A lot of people asked me, "Is Luke really going to be in this?" Because some other people had heard some stuff too, and I'm like, I can't say. I said because they shot a lot of different footage for that end, right? And Mark Hamill wasn't on the set, and so and knowing full well that they'd have to use somebody else to portray him, I would have thought that at least he would have been on the set, for that shoot. Yeah. But regardless, it was very well done. It was the only thing. I mean, it wasn't a complete secret. I know Mark Hamill didn't spill the beans that he had voiced over his own, Luke, but it is what it is. I mean, and it was. It was good, and it was. But once you saw the green lightsaber, because they went from the black and white, like looking at it on the monitors, to that one hallway shot, you were like, that confirms it. It's freaking Luke Skywalker. And then there's no doubt there were a couple of moves that were vintage Luke, but then there was that weird stoop pose, force push that I'm like, okay, that's kind of an odd thing. I mean, maybe Luke would do that now, but we're starting to see Luke at the height of his powers, right? And he's about ready to rebuild, the Jedi and to create this training. And again, the EU has a lot of remarkable literature that I encourage everyone to read, even though for whatever reason, KK and her story group decided to decanonize it all and turn it into legends, which was insane. But if it's so legendary, why do you keep stealing from it? I mean, write your own crap if you know what I mean. But no, I think you're going to see a lot of very satisfying things if this goes along the lines that it has been, and if season 3 is written the way I've heard. Season 4 is about ready to get all of its treatments finished up and maybe get written really quickly. That's one of the things about Favreau. He's incredibly efficient. So I think you'll see this and many other shows in the Star Wars universe. In fact, you're going to see shows that weren't announced. I mean, obviously, Book of Fett and all of that.
Yeah.
I took over again. Dang it! I got to stop doing it.
I actually want to ask you a question about that, because you were talking about season 4 of Mando. And we're coming up on season 3, and there's a lot of speculation whether Book of Boba Fett is taking over for that. Now, my thought was, what I'd heard, I believe it was some of the Doomcock stuff, and he was talking about how they were shooting at, was it a decommissioned Air Force base? It kind of like so they could isolate the crew there. Was that what they were shooting?
Yeah. They built a. There's some. Okay, so. So I'm doing a member exclusive video on some of this, so I'm going to be kind of vaguish.
Yeah.
There are some buildings that they occupied. One of the buildings was essentially housing and craft services, and one of the buildings was for production for certain parts of the show. Well, for a lot of it, right? Because once we got to a certain thing, that's kind of the same model going forward. This is very it's a very technology heavy production, but it's going to be the way that Hollywood goes in the future. And I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do a member exclusive video on it 60 days after it drops, which it's going to drop probably beginning of next week for my members. So about 60 days from then, it'll make it to the general public, because I don't want to hold back anything. I mean, I'm one of those guys that don't like paywalls. So like it's gonna roll out to my tier 2, my upper tier members, and the lower tier will get it 30 days after that. And then it'll go out to be a regular video. But it's just. But yes, so they essentially built a hotel, for lack of like a fancy trailer park, but in a structure. So, but the goal is to keep the cast and crew from getting exposed to anything, but also to keep them isolated. So, and you're going to see a lot more of that. I mean, okay, so let me do it in a less vague way. The Katie family, which is the Chick-fil-A folks, they bought out Pinewood, which is the people that do James Bond, right? Pinewood Studios in the UK is world famous. They had an Atlanta facility, okay? And that Atlanta facility, we see that peach at the end of films. A lot of that stuff was on there. So you have Pinewood outside of Atlanta, and then you have which was a joint venture with the Katie family. Well, the Katie's bought that out. They've since renamed it Trilith. So, and it's going to be a work play environment. They already have a ton of sound stages, many of them the new modern, and they have more buildings coming on that'll be built along the way. They also have something like another 11,000. I did a video on this not too long ago, but it essentially that's what you're looking at. The future of Hollywood's there. The future of Hollywood's in Central Florida, because I'm going to say something that I wasn't going to say. I kind of vaguely said it before, but there are 14 buildings being constructed in Central Florida right now. I'm not going to say what exactly those buildings are. But so there's a lot of stuff going on, and you're going to see further expansion. Miami is a great film market. They're going to try to do more Central Florida stuff. The rumors are true. They're moving a considerable portion of staffing and operations from Burbank and Hollywood over to the other coast. So, well, not quite the coast, but ish. And so there's all this stuff going on, and it's done purposefully. First of all, taxes, stuff like that. You're seeing more productions moved into New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, where, you have more freedom and more opportunity, and you have existing things you can build on or expand, and that so you're going to start seeing that. So to answer that question, the season 4 treatments are, from what I had last heard, were nearly done or done. It depends on and scripts were, and Favreau doesn't waste time, so it wouldn't surprise me if he spent 2 weeks and wrote the scripts already. Because
all done.
Yeah, so I mean that's what happened last time. Season 3, he's like, oh, I'm done. Okay. Damn. So,
and that's what I love about these compared to, say, the movie. It seems like, I mean, even though there's a lot of moving parts with the show, it still seems like it's so much more cost effective for them to do it this way. And in this new kind of era of entertainment production that we're in now, because of all this bullshit going on, this seems to be the way to go. And honestly, go ahead.
No, you were 100% right. I was just going to say it because you're pathing it beautifully. Yeah, exactly. And it's incredibly cost effective, which is why you will see less films take place or being filmed on location. They don't need it anymore, and I'll explain obviously in the video I'm going to do, but I have it all scripted. I just need to freaking record it. But anyway, and I have all the pictures and stuff. I've got some really cool pictures. I don't know how many people have seen. Not a lot of people have seen them, but you're going to see this in the future because it's more cost effective, and this is why they can get away with not having the theater model in place anymore. Mm-hmm. This is a conversation that I've had with Tom from Midnight's Edge. This is when we do our Tuesday shows. This is the kind of crap we talk about, right? And this is what's going to happen. You're going to see productions coming out of these types of facilities where they do a few shots that are on location. Because there are certain things you can't do in a sound stage. There's certain things you can't do.
One second.
Yeah.
Alex, we got another big old heavy hitter stepping in the chat there, Echo Base Network. He said, evening, men, just hop by before bed for the thumbs up and say hail to Echo Base Network, man.
Yeah, man.
Those guys are doing amazing things. And good friends of mine in the channel, Nick and Coach. Nick stops in here whenever he can on Monday nights. Coach is great. Coach is so busy. I'm trying to get him on now. And, I've been trying to get him on for a while with Nick. I want to have both on. But, man, I love to see their channel growth and how well they're doing. Guys, keep it up, man. Thank you for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. And I'll be doing a pop-in here pretty soon on another Saturday night over there with you guys. So awesome. I'm looking forward to it, gentlemen. So have a great night. Thank you for stopping in, guys.
That's so great. Yeah. Oh yeah, throw me a DM. That's right. Yes, Fat Steven Seagal is a resource we should all tap as creators because he's happy to help. It's the coolest thing, and I'm gonna tout us. I'm gonna beep our horn, whatever you want to call it. But as a community, we contribute so much to everybody else in the community. I sometimes I think it goes largely unseen, but I mean, we donate time, assets, whatever else to others. I mean, we like to build people up, and in private we meet with people who are trying to figure out how to have a channel or how to change their channel or do better. So, but we interact in the background, not just on the stuff that is seen in public. And so I'm so very thankful for this community because of that level of interaction. We want to collaborate with each other. We want to help each other to grow because, as Gary said, Nerdrotic, specifically, we have all of these great voices, but we need more. We need to increase by tenfold because so if you have a voice, I always encourage people, consider starting a channel. If you have something that you're passionate about, that you love, you can be authentic about, do that because we need as many voices as we can. I don't care if there's competitors. Competition makes me better, but at the same time, it gives me people to support. I've got 250 channels or more right now that I'm subscribed to, right? And I do everything that I can on all the accounts that I have to support them. So it's just the way it is. But anyway, beyond that, like I said, so look forward to. I'm going to move back to what we were talking about. Sorry, guys. Segue.
It's all good, man. I got another clip queued up for that.
Okay, all right. But the goal being is that you will start to see these studios and production companies move towards a cheaper model, because if they're going to streaming, you're not going to see $1 billion film in the theaters. And so you need something that's a lot cheaper to make. And that's why they tap people who are untalented or less talented to do things like Elizabeth Banks or, people like that, So, hey, can you put this together, in 5 or 6 years? Thanks.
That's kind of what that's kind of what they do. I want to do one more screen share before we go into the last segment of the show here. Let's see here. This is, there we go.
Oh, good Lord.
There we go.
Good Lord. Jeez.
Thank you, Fat Steven. I'm pretty sure that was you. Yeah. Oh, look at him. He's so sexy. He's so sexy. Dude, those are great Sephora ads. Look at that. Sparkly. Hercules.
My little baby Hercules. Look at him growing up with your muscles, baby. Play for Hercules.
I have to say I like that one the best.
So there we go. That's got it. You need to start using that in the videos.
Oh, hey, wait. Were you holding a bottle of the new author Stephen Walton ball soak? The vanilla scented ball soak? Is that what you're holding there, Angelus?
I'm not sure.
I couldn't tell. So because R&D worked on that, and Tommy and I have yet. Nobody liked the peppermint because it kind of burned. So, but we're working on that. We're gonna get that out in the world, along with the coffee mugs, everything going along with the Walton's Best Blend. We're very excited.
Yeah.
Well, we have to say a good night to Tony Tone Deaf. He's got a jet early. He has plans this evening. So, sir,
I'm going to Texas Roadhouse.
Ooh.
I'm going to eat me a steak and have some of their bread. So, I love. It's good stuff. And I love conversing with everyone, but man, my beautiful wife is sitting here with the car keys, and she wants to go get some steak. And damn,
hey, I said it last night. There's 5 words, man. Wesley said it. Listen to the woman.
That's right.
You don't have to understand her. Just listen. Used to be
Happy life.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. So you go have yourself a great dinner, Tony. Thank you very much. Be sure to subscribe to the Clown World Reviews, man. We got big things coming up. We got a nice joint project we're working on.
Big things coming up.
Big things, baby. Big things. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Sounds like Viagra all night long, baby.
You basically described my channel, so thank you. If you needed a reason to subscribe, there you go, ladies. All right, everyone. Thank you. Have a good night. I say too much and rock on.
All right, Tony, man.
Thanks, Tony, man.
Take
Later,
care.
guys. Have a great night. I'll talk to you, man. So, well, let me throw that back up there. That's.
Thank you, Terminus. Oh my God.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Terminus. Take care, Tony. Let me
always give the woman what they want. There's a song, I won't sing it, but like there's a song that says, "Always give a woman what they want," and then life is usually good if you do that. You're all right.
This is all right. This is how I feel when Tony. This is how I feel when Tony leaves on a stream.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
He's melodramatic as Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel when I saw that Inverse article about Star Wars versus Cobra Kai. I don't even want to bring it up, bro. Are we going to talk about that? We probably.
You know what? If we can pull that up, yeah. The only I have another stream to jump on in a little bit.
Well, then no, we don't have time for it. I have 25 minutes of tearing up Lisa, and that just myself.
Oh.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that to you, man. We're already way over budget on time, so
we're still in the time frame. We're good. We're good.
Lordy, I apologize.
No, you're fine, man. You're fine. I know. I was listening to Midnight's Edge talk about that this morning. But we'll touch on that in the next segment here. Words are hard. English is hard, especially after this many edibles. We're going to play this quick clip and jump back into the Go Home segment right here, ladies and gentlemen, on The Place to Be Reviews.
on! What are you waiting for? I am yours, man. We're gonna wreak glorious carnage throughout the land.
Carnage, eh? I like the sound of that. You promised us carnage. Deliver it.
What's wrong? Cassidy is gone. There is only carnage!
Right there. We are back here on Founding in the Comics. And were we just talking about Ahsoka Tano?
We were looking at this little baby Yoda.
We were talking about Ahsoka Tano. A new Star Wars rumor reveals how Ahsoka Tano will be key in erasing the Disney sequel trilogy. And I want to talk about the title of this first, Erasing the Sequel Trilogy, because to me, that can mean a myriad of things and not what all fans want to hear. I think there's a very big contingent of the fans that want there to be, it's announced, "Hail, Runner, how you doing, brother?" And since I've never done it before, shut up, Runner. There you go. That's I've never. There you go, bud. And Runner,
be nice to Runner. I am the only person. I ask Angelos. I say, be nice to Runner.
He asked me last
But
night.
it's so
chat.
fun.
He said, "Hey," he goes, "I want to get on one of your streams." I said, "DM me, buddy, and I'll get you on either a Monday or a Wednesday. So just shoot me a DM and we'll set up an appearance for you to come over here, Runner." But no, erasing the sequel trilogy to me would mean not straight up announcing it to be decanonized. I see you, Fat Steven Seagal. We'll get to him, buddy. We'll get to him. I love it, man. Keep them coming. But we will. Not announce that, hey, Disney comes out and makes this big statement, oh, it's not canon. No, it's just in the way that you steer the timeline. To me, that's more along the lines of what we're going to get. The High Republic is trying to stay in not necessarily the continuity of, but the same vein of what the sequel trilogy did, whereas the Filoni and Favreau contingent is, no, we were going to make good Star Wars for the fans. So, and that to me, that's their way of erasing the sequel trilogy. It's not outright, waving that wand and making it go away, but we're just going to build other things to take your mind off how bad that hurt.
Yeah.
Divergent timelines. Those are the words I'm going to say. That's probably as much as I'll be able to get away with. Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. Yeah. And that's based on, inside information from people that I know that work at Disney, at film production. The concept is to not feed directly there. You still will see the building of the First Order. I ain't gonna mislead anyone because that's part of the lead up. But at the same time, you're going to see the New Republic. You're going to see elements of the New Republic, which is one of the reasons why you're going to get a Rangers show. It's one of the reasons why they want to make this Squadrons thing with Patty Jenkins, which I don't know what I think about it yet. So when I get more information, I'll talk about it. I don't feel good about it right now based on what I saw in Wonder Woman. But so I'll say it one more time for those that in the back. Divergent timelines.
I had also heard that too. Divergent timelines.
I think that's like you said, Culture. That's the way to go. That's the way to work it. Put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it to go back to Missy Elliott, call back from
the backstage, baby. Yeah.
See, there we go.
Oh
there
man, yeah, dude, that's from like 2 shows ago. We were talking about that.
Yep. And it's bad at this level of intoxication that I'm still remembering that. But anyway, no, they really do. I like that. Like I said, in a perfect world, it is, a fandom menace. You would like nothing more than to see them come out and just make that statement. But to me, it's like, it doesn't matter. They can't do it. No, it doesn't matter. What's done is done. It's there in the ether. No. So, you can do things that are going to work around that. So we don't have to think about it anymore and don't really have to acknowledge it. The weirdos. Thank you, Shellback. The weirdos will always will always be there to, there's always something there to remind me, but
I also wouldn't want them to erase the sequel trilogy, despite us not liking it. There are people that do like it, and we don't want them to feel the same way that we did when they basically erased the EU. So, kind of want to respect both fans and
this is why there's some concepts out there that's why I keep saying the words divergent timelines, because the DC and Marvel are now like getting the normies to understand what a multiverse concept is.
Yeah.
Right. Even as poorly as Berlanti tried to do one and some other things, you're starting, the normies are starting to be exposed to the concept of a multiverse, right? Because we're going to have simultaneous Batman, right, happening, right? So you're going to start to see some things, and oh yeah, for sure, copyright claim. My whistle was on point, bro. What did the kids say? On fleek. On fleek. Yeah.
My 5-year-old says fucking yeet now.
Dude, oh man, dude, people got, like, my buddy Wes got yeeted off of Twitter, man, yo.
Yeah, he threw something and he goes yeet. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? I didn't say what the fuck, but I was like, in my head, I was like, motherfucker, what? Like, I was kind of you're not watching play Minecraft no more, some shit like that. I'm done.
Dude, I definitely don't have him watch a runner. Holy cow, you get a whole new vocabulary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I like that. Like I said, if they do that, I'm happy. I don't need a grand gesture. All I need is good Star Wars. That's all I ever wanted. You know what I mean? That's all I ever needed was Star Wars in my life. I'm going into another song. I'm not going to do it.
Well, look, in order to honor the author and preacher Stephen Walton, I will say this: Wazy could work, dude. Walton and Daisy, it'd be all right.
Are her eyes dead enough for Steven though? He's got a thing for those fucking shark eyes, man. He's got like
her eyes are still bright, and there is just a glint of innocence left. And maybe he's looking to kill innocence. I don't know. But I'll throw hashtag at that, bro. Just because good looking out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to my boy Greg. He says we don't need Master Puke Milk Drinker. We need Master Luke motherfucking Skywalker. That shit didn't happen. Yes, and check out Gun Demon on Indiegogo. That's his independent project he's working on.
Wow.
Greg is going to be on Phantom Menace Friday Night Live, which for those of you not familiar with the show, Phantom Menace Friday Night Live is myself and Tony. And actually, we have a new permanent member joining the show.
With no clothes. Nude Friday night. A nude member.
It's Cody. I'm going to make Cody wear clothes. If it was if I was bringing my ex-co-host MJ back, she would have to be wearing no clothes.
There you go.
She's a fitness model. She would have to be wearing no clothes. But I've got Cody, Commander Cody from Cooper Brothers Entertainment. He's working on developing a new channel. He's going to join me and Tony as a permanent part of the cast. He's a former member of mine, Groovinator from Raiders of the Lost Flicks, Salvador from 2 Cents Toys, and my channel and his were the Boardroom back last year for the better part of the year. We had a Wednesday night show. And this show was kind of born out of that. So yeah, it was Wednesday going in Raw Wednesday. Then we started going in Rogue. But yeah, so Greg's going to be joining us on January 22nd. He's going to be here next Friday. This Friday is Flipped Out from the Fandom Collective. He'll be our guest there. We can break back in this article. Sorry, I went on that little promo tour there. But I saw Greg in the chat, and I wanted to give him a shout out because the initial artwork to his book looks great, and yeah, I have to go back that on Indiegogo. What's up?
Nothing. I just noticed something. Drunk 3PO got a shout out on Fox News. Well, not a shout out, but like was part of a story in Fox News because of the Gina Carano interview stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good for Jay. That's excellent.
I'm gonna have to text him or something. That's freaking awesome, dude. What good. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean. I was like, my phone went bloop, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh, that's excellent, man. Hell yeah, good for him. That's a great exposure for the community too. That's excellent. It shows that we're not all these frothing at the mouth monsters that they make us out to be. Just like Jeremy from Geeks. I'm just a guy with a webcam sitting here in a room full of toys, just making videos. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. So I'm the pool house here making videos. Make car video. Do that too.
Playing orange baseball.
Roll Tide.
Look. I'm gonna say something nobody's prepared for. Jeremy is an amazing dude. He's he's a friendly man. He has nothing bad to say about anybody when you're with him. He's a good dude. Now, at the same time, he'll be happy to tell you the things he is unhappy about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I do really a Doomcock impression too. I mean, it's
really.
Greetings, fellow you. Greetings, it is I, Dictor Van Doomcock, future ruler of Earth, with my co-host Harvey Cthulhu.
I mean, I don't have any modulator or anything. I'm just kind of working off what I know. But yeah, I did. I slowed it down and dropped the levels a little bit. And I actually did it with his. I screen recorded him talking, and I put my voice over it. And was just messing around and sent it to somebody as a joke. I'm like, check out what Doomcock said. Yeah,
dude. I think we figured out who Doomcock is.
What's that?
I think we just figured out who Doomcock is.
Go figure.
It makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
You douche nugget.
No, it ain't me. It ain't me. I'm not that well read. I mean, I'm no Lenny from Of Mice and Men, but yeah, I'd venture a guess to say he is heavily involved in entertainment and is some kind of performer. Obviously, just by his mannerisms and his cadences. I have a knack for
you don't say.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's just like this guy is he's I mean, I would honestly love to know who the hell he is.
I would say it's secretly Culture, but he likes showing off his luscious locks too much.
Yeah, dude.
That is the color of my true love's hair.
With that hair, yeah. I mean, what the hell, man? You can't not, right?
It's the weirdest thing because so we're gonna sometime in March probably I'll have an extra 10 inches of hair, and then all of a sudden I'll have short hair, and everybody be like, what the hell? So yeah, so that'll be the point. I've got some videos coming up to explain all that, but we'll get there anyway. Dude, let's cover this article crap. Yeah. We get it, dude. Yeah.
I know we're almost running here. See, this is Doomcock vouches for. Oh wait, where are we at here? Okay, so it's this new rumor comes from Doomcock. So Doomcock vouches for the source, stating,
"What I'm about to tell you is information that comes from a source that has demonstrated extraordinary access in the past and provided me with a lot of excellent information in 2020."
I can't keep that up. That's what she said. However, he does note, that being said, since I cannot independently verify any of what I'm about to tell you, I must ask you, please regard all this as rumor and take it with the grain of salt, as it were. So he says, before he gets into any specifics of the rumor, Doomcock points to fellow scooper WDW Pro's recent claims regarding a civil war within Lucasfilm and how the tides have turned against the Lucasfilm story group. Well, yeah, because they're all shrieking because the fans reacted to Luke and it kneecapped the High Republic. Let's see. WDW Pro claimed the Lucasfilm story group, and specifically those attached to Star Wars, the High Republic, are furious with Favreau, The Mandalorian, and Luke Skywalker. They're mad at a fictional character? The reason for this alleged fury is that they were not informed about Luke's appearance in The Mandalorian, and that they believe his appearance just before the launch of the High Republic took the winds out of the publishing initiative's sails. WDW Pro claims this is the reason why people like Pablo Hidalgo decided to insult Star Wars fans. I would say Pablo Hidalgo did that just because he's a dick. I mean, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. Not only are they upset that they were not told about Luke's appearance, but allegedly they feel they are playing second fiddle to Favreau and not being recognized for their contributions. Well, I mean, if your contributions weren't shitty, then maybe people would pay more attention to him. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
He added, and Favreau is in charge of the only Star Wars fans seem to care about. There are no consultations with Lucasfilm needed in the future, and he and Filoni are in the driver's seat. Doomcock then claims that things are going to get worse for the Lucasfilm story group if the information he has been provided with is to be believed. He first points to the information received from Bionic Woman producer Cameron Pasha. Oh, he's producing that? Or he did produce it?
He did, yeah. He was producer on that. Yeah, Cameron is a legit. I mean, he's done lots of stuff. That's just one thing.
He was on, he was on Pauly, Latino Slant stream. I was on with him. I got to speak with him for a few moments. Super nice guy.
Yeah. I'm going to try to have him on. We're going to try to have him on a segment with me and Tom on Tuesday Tirade. Yeah, he's a wealth of information, and he helps confirm stuff that we've heard. So yeah, it's helpful. It's helpful.
That's nice, man. Yeah, I saw Bionic Woman. I'm like, are they doing another one? Because I remember they did one a little while ago, but I just wasn't sure if they were doing another one. I was like, oh, okay. So it kind of threw me off. It says, I received word from a friend connected at a very high level to Lucasfilm that Dave Filoni has a plan to erase the sequel trilogy and is already taking active steps to implement it. Doomcock then infers from WDW Pro's leak that Favreau and Filoni are working to retcon the sequels out of canon on their own authority without consulting anyone else at Lucasfilm. He then gets into what he describes as Favreau and Filoni's detailed plans to save Star Wars. Doomcock then reveals the moment that Luke took Grogu, everything in the timeline changed. Luke knows Grogu is being hunted at the end of The Mandalorian, though he is not yet sure why. Luke training Grogu is putting a chain of events in motion that will erase the sequel trilogy, a chain of events that begins in Chapter 13, The Jedi. He goes on to detail a scene that will allegedly be shown in the Ahsoka series, although before sharing it, he prefaces that the dialogue was from a preliminary draft and could be changed.
That's a treatment draft.
Okay. Let's see. After Ahsoka's initial meeting with the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, she is watching him walking away when she hears a voice over her shoulder. My, how you have grown. Ahsoka turns and sees Anakin's Force ghost smiling at her, he reveals. Doomcock continues. They banter with each other fondly, Anakin calling her Snips, and Ahsoka deferring to him as Master Skywalker. Until Anakin gazes at Baby Yoda thoughtfully. That one is strong with the Force. Ahsoka nods. Yes, he is. The Mandalorian wants me to train him. Anakin shakes his head. No, that is a task for another. You have changed many things and must continue the path you are walking. You will go to the Mandalorian and tell him to take the young one to an old Jedi temple. There he will contact the Jedi Master that will train him. He then adds, Ahsoka replies, the one that destroyed the Empire? Anakin nods. She says, your son? And Anakin replies, yes, he has a great deal to learn. Wow. I kind of like that, honestly. I mean, what do you guys think of that? I would have I like that. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of dig it. Let's see.
I'm gonna withhold commentary.
No, not a fan.
No, I'm just going to withhold commentary.
Okay. Doomcock then reiterates, this is a conversation that happened off camera in the Mandalorian chapter 13, but will be featured in the opening scene of an upcoming Star Wars series, most likely Ahsoka. He goes on to claim that Ahsoka's dialogue to Anakin proves she has already changed the Star Wars timeline and that she will continue to do so. The YouTuber says Ahsoka, up to this point, has already changed Star Wars timeline, and her entire purpose moving forward is to continue changing the timeline away from the sequel trilogy. Mm-hmm. Doomcock then explains what the Ahsoka series will be about. He says the Ahsoka show will revolve around finding Emperor Palpatine. Ahsoka must locate Palpatine in his stronghold before attempting to stop him in the Veil, because if she could sever his link to the Veil ahead of time, she would stand a much better chance of stopping him. Later in the video, he even claims that Emperor Palpatine will show up in the Ahsoka series. He goes on to claim that all of this leads to his previous rumors regarding Disney's plan to use the Veil of the Force to retcon the sequel trilogy. Doomcock then recounts his previous scoop from June regarding how Disney plans to use the Veil of the Force, or the World Between Worlds, from Star Wars Rebels to erase the sequel trilogy. He explains, I broke the story back in a video in June, that the factions inside Lucasfilm were planning on using the Veil of the Force from Rebels, a hidden dimension of the Force connecting all time and space. have Ahsoka Tano ambush Palpatine when he enters the Veil to save himself in Return of the Jedi and kill Palpatine before he can escape to Exegol. Doomcock proclaims, if Ahsoka can kill Palpatine right then and there, none of the Disney sequel trilogy happens, and so those films are effectively erased. Mm-hmm. That is that's a lot to take in. That's what she said. But I mean, it is a lot of that is a lot of information, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm all right with them diverting the timeline and erasing the old stuff to some degree. At least getting rid of the stuff that we hated and maybe changing the outcome of what happens in the sequel trilogy to some degree.
And I'm going to say this is a different treatment than that's a different treatment than I have been exposed to.
Yeah.
I have to be careful. So let's just leave it there. If this turns out to be the direction, then that's fine. We've been talking about the Veil for almost a year now. And so a lot of people have now become, conversant in it. But this is a slightly divergent even from what I had heard. So there you are.
This is the stuff that I heard too. At least been hearing other people talk about it.
Yeah, this is a little different, and either what I've heard or this would equally do service to things, but it's definitely divergent. Mm-hmm. The goal was not to completely obliterate the sequel trilogy; it was just to change the direction of the story. You know what I mean? Yeah. Again, the concept of mirror universes, multiverses, whatever you want to call it. So, Ahsoka, but that's also not exactly what I've been told exactly the way that the Ahsoka series is going to go. So I'm kind of, I don't know how to react to it. I just destroyed my microphone. I don't know how to react to it. Hey, look, it's Nick. Holy cow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a late addition to the program. Nick from Echo Base Network.
Yeah. How's it going? So me and Coach were just listening to y'all stream while we were working on stuff.
Yeah.
His wife went to bed early, and I was like, "Shit, if I can get him to send us a link, you want to jump in and close the stream out? They're at their 2 hour mark. He's probably going to be closing shop here in a minute." And he was like, "Fuck it, let's go."
Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Were you able to send him the link too? Because I put it.
I told him it would be in Twitter, so we just jumped out of our StreamYard session, and he'll probably pop it in here in like the next 5 seconds.
Okay.
Now I got to go get my TaylorMade hat.
I got my old dirty Detroit hat on. I've had for 22 years, man. This thing is so. I used to wear this when I played ball. So this has been thrown, stepped on, kicked.
Yeah.
I still wear it, man. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have joining us for the end of the show a special treat, Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network. Hey, man, thank you for coming on.
Awesome.
Now it's a party.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Hey, I heard you talking like Coach doesn't come on. I can't get Coach. So
I said you're busy. I said you're a busy man.
Oh man. Yeah. Nick had to sell me out on my wife going to bed so I could play tonight.
Yeah. Because I was working. He was like, "Dude, I got like an hour. Like, do you want to work on something?" So I was like, "Yeah." And then we were listening to your stream, and then that's when I made the suggestion. I was like, "Hell, I'll hit them up, see if you want to jump in and close the stream out with them." They're talking about the Doomcox stuff with the Ahsoka, and me and Coach just had this conversation like day before yesterday, I think. So
I like the way it's angled. If this is the way it plays out, I like it. There's really nothing not to like here. Like I said, it's the sequel trilogy's out there. It's there. We can't, you can't put Pandora back in the box. Once that's open, everything that comes out, it's there. But you can build around it and build monuments and make people forget it exists.
Yeah.
That's just my thought on it. I mean, go ahead, give me your take. I got you guys on here. Go ahead and preach on it.
I thought at the end of the episode, I think it was chapter 14, the rescue.
The rescue. Yep.
When Ahsoka when they're saying their goodbyes, and Ahsoka turns around and starts walking off through the woods. I was sitting there anticipating a certain Force ghost. And that would have taken it to a whole nother level. Yeah. And when I actually did I can't remember what it was. I photoshopped an image of an Anakin Force ghost. And had that in something that me and Nick did. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, man, I think it's only a matter of time. We need to see that relationship reconciled. And that would be great for Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah,
because it's Anakin who can bring together Luke and Ahsoka. That'd be amazing. I'm getting chill bumps just thinking about this.
Yeah, just thinking about the conversation of the first meeting of Luke and Ahsoka together, where she's talking about, my old master, and he was like the best of us, and he went down the wrong path, blah blah blah. And Luke's like, "Who was your master?" And she's like, Anakin Skywalker. And he's like, and then it all comes together, and they figure it out. Like, yeah, that would be freaking amazing if they could do that live action and have that on there. And with Filoni and Favreau in charge of things, I see those kind of type stories where it's a lot of fan service, but it makes sense fan service. It's just not fan service. It's just thrown in there to like hype up the crowd, like those kind of things make sense and can work and can be done well.
So then it's not fan service; it's storytelling.
Well, that's
it's storytelling with that includes fan service.
No, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's Star Wars. Yeah, we get back to Star Wars being, I don't know, Star Wars.
Yeah.
We have heroes, we have villains, we have redemption, we have growth. It's a well-defined character. It's going to be great.
I understand what Nick's saying, and people define these terms differently, and that makes the conversation hard sometimes. I see fan service like when R5D4 is needlessly in the corner of some Mos Eisley bar, needlessly, doesn't even has nothing to do with anything. That's fan service.
Yeah. Yeah, like Easter eggs.
Right,
member berries, as it were, right?
Yeah,
that's it. I was watching, what was it? I was telling the guys earlier, I was watching Rogue One the other day, and there's that sequence where Cassian and Jin are walking through the alley on Jeddah, and they bump into what's his name, Pondo? Is it Pondo Baba? They bump into him and Dr. Evazan, and it's like just that split second, and you're like, wait, was that it? Just those little, and I didn't necessarily see that like as fan service. Like I said, Rogue One, I've got my issues with it, but I like it overall. I think Felicity Jones was kind of a vanilla choice for Jyn Erso. She just, I don't know. Like I said, she just kind of, Alan Tudyk really made that movie for me with K2SO. I mean, Alan Tudyk is.
He was one of the best things of the movie, best parts of the whole movie.
Yep, and I love, I really loved Baze, Malda, and Shearet Imwe too. The only thing I didn't like was Shearet killing like 60 stormtroopers or 70 stormtroopers with a stick. I mean that was kind of like, I'm like, all right, man, let's back the truck up, pimping. Hang on.
But that's the stormtroopers' role. They are there to get waxed.
It is.
That's it.
They might as well be wearing like just like cottonelle or something like that.
Yeah, they literally pose no threat.
Just worthless. Oh God. Go ahead, Culture.
No, I still hate the treatment of the stormtroopers. I'm never going to get over that.
I do too.
I do. I don't. Especially the scout troopers in the Taika Waititi episode. Was it Jason Sudeikis was playing one of them?
Yeah.
And I can't remember who the other one was. But he's punching Baby
Yoda. Yeah.
Punching Baby Yoda. He's like, hey man, that's just expensive. Don't do that. You know how much money we spent on that damn thing. But no, and then they're trying to shoot that cannon. It's like,
Yeah, they codified something that's inaccurate because, I mean, we go back to A New Hope. We can go all the way back to A New Hope, the very first Star Wars movie, and those blast points are too accurate for sand people.
Yeah.
Those were stormtroopers.
Yep.
I mean, that's legitimately the line, Alex Guinness says. And it always infuriates me. And in the books, I mean, it's pretty clear. Stormtroopers are, decent warriors. I mean, they were put together to be that, right? I mean, Clone Wars, even further, it defines, what these people were bred to be, right? They're genetically modified to be the best possible soldier. So that kind of crap just pisses me off.
Yeah, how cool would it be if we got either in one of the shows that they're putting out or one of the movies, whatever, where they're trying to move the plot along and the plot gets just derailed because they cannot freaking take out these platoons of stormtroopers or the bunkers or something, and they have to retreat. Yeah, they have to retreat and figure out another way to do it because they're just getting waxed, and they still end up prevailing. But there's some bit of struggle there. It's just not just so easy just to walk through them.
I think you have a better chance of getting that in Rangers. Where you're going to be establishing the New Republic. You're going to have an opportunity to get those types of set pieces and that kind of storytelling where, there's this outpost of stormtroopers and they keep raiding because they need supplies. So they keep raiding the local towns, the established outposts. They keep going there. But this stupid stormtrooper outpost with these very talented warriors keep going out and raiding the neighbors. And so I think that would be a great storyline. If I were going to tell a story, that's one of them I would tell, because guess what? It harkens back to the Japanese storytelling that we're familiar with the Fortress. It harkens back to the serialized westerns that that Star Wars pulls from. It harkens back to all of those things. And I think that would be, if I were going to write this, that would be at least one 3-part story I would tell, right? There'd be Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll tell you an interesting thing is I'm not going to speak for you guys, but myself, I have to make sure that I remind myself that the snow troopers on Hoth were stormtroopers.
Oh yeah,
because those guys were kicking ass.
Yeah. They were hardcore, bro. Yeah. Oh man.
We compartmentalize them because they don't look like stormtroopers.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Those AT-ATs were ridiculous. You had the AT-ATs there. You had think about the snow speeders, man. They were dealing with some serious firepower and some excellent combat veterans, obviously, on the other side of that stormed the base, man. I mean, you can't forget those scenes. One of the greatest deleted scenes ever is when he the one where they pull the stormtroopers through the ice wall, where the
Wampa.
The Wampa pull. It was so great because that gave you more of a sense of, gosh, the Wampa was badass, and Luke managed to not die. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I have said for so long that needs to be a movie right there. You can make a Star Wars horror movie set on Hoth with some rebels that got stranded there and some of the stormtroopers that survived. And they're getting hunted by these Wampas. They
end up having to join forces in order to not die. It would be so great.
Yeah. I want that shit. That's a movie, right? That'd make money. I'm telling you. Either that or a show. If you turn that into a series,
I agree.
That would be phenomenal. They find a few E-webs because they brought in that E-web and set it up. So you find a few E-webs around there. There's going to be artillery left because obviously the rebels couldn't clear everything out. But I think one of the reasons why we can talk about Hoth, I don't even care at this point. We can talk about Hoth all fucking day because that's my shit right there. But no, that scene, I was like, they're Veers. General Veers was the ground commander, and I mean that guy was an OG of battle strategy. There was nothing the rebels had nobody they had there that could out strategize him as far as being a battlefield general. And it would have been total annihilation if obviously Ozzel hadn't pulled the fleet out of Lightspeed too soon, because he's as clumsy as he is stupid. So
speaking of that, did you ever read the fan theory that Ozzel was actually a rebel spy and that it was intentional on his part to come out of Lightspeed too close to the system?
I didn't. I like that though.
It's out there, and because he makes several screw ups. Like, so in the beginning, he's like, that could be smugglers, anything, and Vader's like, no, they are there, or whatever he says, but he's trying to steer him away from there, and then he comes out of light speed too close to the system. And there's a fan theory that he was actually a rebel spy and that he did all that stuff intentionally.
I never heard that. Honestly,
I've got another one that's kind of similar to that. It's probably because of my own little Southern dialect. When I hear Veers tell Vader over the telecom, "You may start your landing," in that perky British accent, I always translated that like he was almost talking down to Vader. You may start your landing, and he's like so nonchalant. It's not like he's talking to Darth Vader. You know what I mean?
No, but see that they did treat him with a lot of disrespect. I mean, Vader was, because they were like, well, your old religion kind of concept. There were a lot of officers that just did not respect the Sith and the Jedi, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Your ancient religion. That's one of the dude. That's brilliant insight, Coach. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good point, though, Culture. I like that.
Well, I mean, you can see it. You're talking about the officers not respecting him. Well, I mean, look at what they did in the conference room where he force choked, when they were sitting at the table there. I mean, Tarkin was the only one that he really respected, because Tarkin treated him like, and he didn't treat him like a weirdo or a freak, but he talked to him just like he was matter of fact.
It was a matter of fact, but it was a little dismissive of the ancient religion, right? Like I said, it was still brilliant. I mean, you don't piss off this dude with a lightsaber that can cut me into 4 pieces in a half a second, George was a genius, man. I mean, well, okay, his editors were a genius because he put together a lot of great scenes.
You know what's interesting about that too is that, like, you're absolutely right. They painted that picture that it was an ancient religion, dead, all this stuff. Yeah. But Luke, according to Disney canon, Luke was 19 years old in A New Hope. So we're talking about 19 years had passed, guys. When you get our age, 19 years ain't shit.
No.
Yeah. It's really not, No.
You tick the 50 box like I did this year, and you're like, oh shit.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I don't look back at 20 years ago and think, man, those were ancient times.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm still the 6 and 7 year old kid sitting in a theater in '77 when the freaking destroyer goes overhead. I'm like, oh my god! And then that was the moment. See, and that is the moment cinema existed for me, right? Because I had seen movies, right, as a young kid, but man, that was it, bro. That was it, man.
Did you think you'd be talking about that movie in 2021? Still?
No. Well, actually, no. After Return of the Jedi, yeah, probably. Here's the thing: think about how long that stayed in our consciousness. How many toys we bought after the last film. Kenner, was so successful because of the Star Wars toys, the licensing deals, and everything else. The franchise before Lucas handed it over, something like 11 billion in merchandise sales. I mean, holy crap! And so, it's crazy. But no, here's the thing. When I started to really come into the concept that merchandise was now as much a part of movie making as anything else, I think that's when I realized there was a lot of staying power in the quality of films, And there weren't a lot of those, though. But no, I guess, to be honest with you, Nick, there's no way I would have thought that when I was 40 or 50, I'd be talking about the same films. Once I got to about 13, 14 years old, But Coach says, then I'd seen a lot of other cool shit like Terminator and stuff like that.
It's the kind of stuff I have to get picked on for talking about being a little kid, I get picked on for it.
Nobody picked on me. I was fortunate. I know a lot of people got picked on because of their love of different franchises, but not me.
I didn't either. I didn't get picked on as a kid. I don't think Coach ever got picked on growing up either.
Did nobody pick on me?
Yeah. I did not.
Coach, fucking growth spurt. Yeah, Coach was actually also like the tallest and biggest person in 7th grade at the time,
and I haven't grown since.
Yeah, and now he's
I
like
had the same
average.
problem, bro. I had the same problem.
I'm the same 5'9"3/4" I was at 12.
Hey, dude, I feel you, man. 6th grade, I topped out. I was like the giant kid then, man. And then it was, and then everybody went. Well, tall kids.
I had hair down there and everything. I'm telling you.
Yeah, talking about the Kenner stuff, though, I remember when they actually had a big thing on the news when Kenner said that they were going to stop producing and selling Star Wars toys. Like, my parents literally that weekend took me to the store to buy Star Wars toys, you know, because they were going to stop selling them, and I ended up getting a Jabba's playset, some
Jabba's Palace, baby,
some Ewoks, some
camera over there. There's one behind here.
Dude, I dug out the Hoth playset, right, to show my nephew not too long ago, and I'm like, dude, this is going to be yours when I'm toast. So this is all this beautiful plastic shit. It's all yours, man.
Nice.
I had the option between that and the skiff. And
dude.
Now I wish I would have got the skiff because it's more valuable.
It's way more valuable.
But I got Jabba's playset.
I got to show you. I got to send you a picture of. I've got all my bounty hunters on it's a Hoth base, but it's custom painted like to be like sand. So I use it for my Jabba setup. It's I've got all my bounty hunters and the Klaatuians and Weequahians and all them are just over there chilling right now.
Man.
But yeah,
Oh, there's the Ewok, baby.
This guy just sits on my desk and looks at me.
I have one Ewok, and it's which one? It's low grade. That's the only one I ever got. Like I said, I was into Ewoks for a hot second, and then I'm like, I like Stormtroopers much better. You know,
I agree.
But, yeah. That plastic crack, dude. That plastic crack. You can't get enough.
Look behind Coach, man. That legit understanding of that's I fucking love it. I can't do that, man. I like my green screen too much, but yeah, I just God, so much money.
I hate about having the green screen up is I can't show off my toys that are behind me. There's a squad of Endor rebels like chilling on the dresser back here with Sergeant Rock's in front of him. I got the Sergeant Rock action figure. He leads that squad.
Oh yeah! Oh dude, okay.
You're gonna make me go underneath my green screen and grab my favorite TIE.
I'm gonna have to grab. Now I got to go grab my Bespin cloud car. You guys are making me crazy.
Hang on. I'll reach under here.
Very nice.
This is like the best modern piece.
Oh, dude, same, baby. Oh,
I don't have the ramp though.
You don't have the ramp anymore?
No, I bought
those pins, they would fall out because those two plastic pins that hold the ramp in. Yeah, that was a bitch.
The ramp is gone, and I don't have the carbonite Han anymore.
You don't have Han?
Not the carbonite one, no. I don't.
Dude, I tried to figure out how to make that levitate, like in my room. Like I had like my freaking my X-wing was hanging over here in the corner, man. I was freaking, and the Falcon there's no way you could hang that anywhere in your room, dude. There is no amount of push pins that would keep that thing in the air. Yeah. So no, that thing.
My next purchase is a vintage Falcon.
Dude, that thing sat on like one of my dressers, man. Oh man. We're all freaking nerds.
I never got one, and it's like I'm going to, and I want to do a Death Star, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the the Cobra Terradrome. I'm going to buy a Terradrome, and
that's the best.
And I want to customize it.
Those things are so big.
Yeah, dude, they're amazing. It's either that or you get those stand-up Palatoy sets. You get enough of them, and you can make a fucking circle, and you can make a Death Star. But I'd rather go with the Terradrome. I want to say Sal did one. Salvador, my boy. I think he customized one.
If you need printed parts, let me know because I can do them in resin or I can do them in regular PLA.
Well, guys, I got to tell y'all, I really get comfortable with unjustified compliments. So what you see behind me is my former collection. Yeah. This is my display case in its picture.
Green screen.
I can't sit here and act like, because one day somebody's going to be like, "Hey, Coach, reach around there and turn around and grab that Luke," and I'm going to be like, "I can't touch it, man."
I can't do it.
I sold this collection how long ago, Nick? Probably 7 or 8 months ago.
I was like, "Dude, you are retarded.
Well, I needed the money. Coach ran into some financial issues, but see, here's the thing. Shut up. So here's the thing. You can always get it back.
It wasn't like his kids were starving and he had to put food on the table.
Okay, all right.
Did you buy a DeLorean instead?
You know what? I can't even remember. I bought a new air conditioner unit for $10,000.
Oh God, dude, I know they freaking are heartbreaking, man. Especially if you have to buy the condenser and the blower, the two stages. Oh my God!
And that collection is every vintage figure plus many variants. It's the full run of '97 and. Yeah, it's gone. But it paid for the air conditioner.
God damn.
I'm only showing that for a second. I want to get my stream taken down. Wait, here we go.
No, Steven, no.
Oh, here's a good one. And there we are.
Steven's so awesome.
Man, I get so jealous at his.
Those are courtesy of.
I don't even know what those things are called when he's on camera.
Oh, his.
You mean his avatars, his face rig avatars? He's great. He got some really good stuff. He has like the ghost one from like Halo, so like now he can bounce around and be one of the talking little floaty ghost things from Halo. It's so great.
I actually didn't even know he was on YouTube. I just found out last night or today, and I was like, "Dang! I thought you were just on Twitter."
Fox.
No, my man Steven is Steven is assistant to Lorena Creole, so he's on every single one of our every one of her streams and every single one of the Sunday streams I'm on with her, and he does games and stuff. Man, he's a really good guy. He needs as much support as he can get. I think he's criminally undersubbed. He's fun.
We just subbed to his channel. He actually did a video on the charity stream we did over on Star Wars Theories channel.
And, God, that was so great. That was the easiest $50 I ever gave away. You know what I mean? That was so incredible. Dude, you guys, I'm like, dude, raise more money. I mean, keep going. You guys, $50,000 in humanity right here, man. But
I couldn't go. My wife was awake.
Oh. Yeah. Coach was on lockdown, so he had to bow out. But
Coach, I feel you, bro. Because the boss went to bed just like 15 minutes ago. So like I have freedom.
Yeah, that's what I called Nick. I said I'm free. Let's what we doing?
Dude, my wife is like, go stream. I don't give a shit. You're not doing. She goes, just go.
You're not earning money. Get out of here.
Yep, that's what I said. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to. So subscribe to me so I can earn some money and do this. My wife will stop beating me, please. Subscribe to my channel.
You'll all get there.
She's definitely using a phone book. That's all I know.
Dude, that's duct taped up phone book.
Hey man, one of the weirdest days of my life was the day that I got monetized on YouTube because I had no anticipation of doing it, and I was like, oh, and then I'm like, well, okay, it's like gas money and stuff. Well, it turns out to be a little more than gas money after a certain period of time, and so I'm like, all right, well, I have to thank everybody who subscribed to me, and you end up in a weird place, guys, and I know you know this. Because you guys are hugely popular, but you end up in a weird place. You're like, I talk to a freaking camera and microphone, and people care.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah. Well, the coolest thing about this whole community is it's not about us. It's about the community. Mm-hmm. Like jumping in here with you guys and just doing stuff with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Nick hate we don't want anybody ever thinking anything's about us.
No. Well, that's the coolest thing about the community. I did about a 15-minute diatribe on it earlier. I'm like, we collaborate with each other for fun. We have a good time doing it. And if somebody needs something, I mean, you reach out to somebody else who has that skill and they give it to you, right?
Oh my goodness,
and it's the weirdest thing. Like, I need a background, or and Tom Midnight Edge will say, hey, I need this thing, and I'll try to cobble it together for him and stuff. It's the way we work.
I get hit up for an intro occasionally from somebody or edit.
And we do that all the time. It's cool stuff.
Nick had his dog was going to have to be put down, and go ahead, Nick. You share that story.
Yeah, and this was I think this might have been before we even hit 1,000 subscribers. I think I can't remember where we were at sub count wise, but yeah. So one of my dogs. Eye ruptured at
Oh my God.
my brother's wife's father's house, and we had to take him to. Well, she took him to the emergency vet, and they couldn't do anything, so we had to take him to Auburn University in Alabama here, and they were basically like, "Well, we can fix his eye, but it's not going to be cheap, or you're going to have to put him down, or just pull the eye out, which is also not going to be cheap." And so I was like, I don't have the money for this, so we just threw out a GoFundMe thing, and I hit Jeremy up from Geeks and Gamers and was like, "Look, I don't like asking you for anything, but like I'm trying to save my dog." And so he helped out, and then Michael French over at Retro Blasting helped out.
Yeah.
And several people helped out, and we raised a little over 3,000 in 2 days.
Yeah,
Nice.
This community is incredible, and I was just talking about how great Jeremy Griggs is from Geeks and Gamers. So I mean, it's really cool because when you go and you meet these people, you hang out with them. We're all genuine people. We're all real. I mean, and you only get traction if you're a real human being. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's God, dude, and we all follow each other, which is insane. We all try to see what everybody's doing, see if we can help. We live in a great world, man. We had a really shit year, right? We did.
Yeah.
But
the problem me and Coach are running into at this point in time is we're starting to have more and more people hit us up to help them out. But we both have full-time jobs. He has a full-time family life. Yep. So, we're not full-time YouTubers. This is literally like a part-time thing for us. And so, we have to, say no to people, and we don't really like doing that.
And even beyond that, can I expand on that a little bit, Nick?
Yeah.
We'd help you guys.
Yeah.
These aren't people we know. These are, total strangers coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
And we're like, man, if we got time, we'll love to help you, man.
Yeah.
But our community friends have to be top priority.
Well, and I tell everybody that's coming in, everybody in the Fourth Wave, Rogue Entertainment, anything, I'm like, look, if I'm available, right? Yeah. But if I'm doing the thing that makes me real money, I got to do the thing that makes me real money. That's a bummer.
And that's it. I just appreciate Culture and you guys coming on here because I'm not monetized. You're not getting anything. Really, it's kind of throw it, and I appreciate it, man, because you guys have been awesome. Like I said, I've been streaming with Culture for a couple months now. Nick, you come on. You showed up in the chat of when I used to do the wrestling podcast.
That's actually how I found you because I was also a wrestling guy and I had tons of wrestling stories because I hung out with all those people, and so I was like, oh, he's into wrestling and he likes Star Wars, you know.
And I just the wrestling show it just took a back seat to everything. It's still
not the same as it was back in the day.
Well, I've been out of the business for 3 years now, and it's still a painful divorce for me in the business. So it sucks. I was on a stream last Friday night. It was my fourth stream of the night. I was on at 11:30 jumped on with some of my buddies, and he's pulling up clips from 2012 of me working my actual first match. I'd been in for 3-4 years at that point, and it's my first match I ever worked. And he's pulling clips up. I'm sitting there going, oh man, Jesus, this just I was I'm looking going, God, I look freaking terrible in the ring. What the hell was I doing? What the hell am I wearing? I look like freaking Virgil out there in street clothes. I had boots. I at least had wrestling boots on. And it was a funny story at that time. They weren't even my boots. It was the guy who was my tag team partner would go on to be my tag partner. He had wrestled earlier in the night, and had my match and. He was like, what are you going to do? You going to work in your shoes? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you got kick pads? I'm like, no, I'm wearing my Adidas pants. He goes, just wear my boots, you fucking retard. He goes, here, just take them. So I wear his boots, and he goes, I come back, he goes, well, that's great. You might as well just keep them. Now they've been in a good match. I'm like,
yeah, didn't they just bring Goldberg back?
I heard that, and I was like, oh God.
I haven't seen it, but I saw tweets and stuff on Facebook.
I think him and...
Who the hell is he going
to Roman Reigns fought it, I think.
Why?
Or going to fight? I don't know.
Roman's going to beat up his grandpa. Why? Why beat up Uncle Bill? All he wanted to do was bring you a dreidel for the first night of Hanukkah, and you punched him in the face, Roman. Why, you dick? Why? You know that there's a Roman Reigns group on Facebook, and that is the most fun group to troll people in, because it's all like these kids from the Middle East, and they'll post like Roman Reigns is love. I love Roman Reigns. React if love Roman Reigns. You just put like just like me and Kendo do it all the time. Just type in there Roman Reigns sucks, and they just and they go nuts. It's
oh no, I think it is Drew McIntyre. Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre.
Okay, I was like, yeah, Goldberg's gonna work Drew McIntyre. Wasn't he the pirate at one? No, that was Paul Burchill. Never mind, that was Paul Burchill. That was the pirate.
I'm waiting for Hogan's gonna come in and save Goldberg and bring the NWO back one more time.
Yeah,
yes,
and
dude.
Come out in walkers.
Hang on one second. Culture Casino's got a jet. Culture, go ahead and do your outro, my friend.
Okay, Culture Casino YouTube channel. Have a lot of fun. Talk about entertainment from the entertainment news, entertainment information. Talk about production design, stuff like that. But mainly from the business side of things. Get to hang out with great people, like of course everybody that's here. In addition to Tom from Midnight's Edge and several other folks. In fact, I'm going over to Wes Moody Webcast, the guy that I think will be the next Joe Rogan if YouTube stops holding him down. Great interviewer, gets good interviews, does great interviews. I'm going to go hang out over there to do whatever Wednesday. So after this show is done, if you want to pop over there, that's great. Otherwise, check out all these other great creators. I am genuinely blessed to have all of these people as friends, and so are you. Thank you, guys. We appreciate all of you.
Thanks for coming on, Culture. I appreciate it, brother.
See you later.
Take care.
Peace.
All right, Culture.
So yeah, this I don't know, we had it's been a great show tonight, man. I was supposed to go on another show like an hour and a half ago.
Oh really?
Yeah. And he'll understand. It's I was supposed to jump on fanzines over on the Phantom Collective stream tonight.
Oh yeah.
And I got to give a shout out to Rookie Critic, man. I got a Christmas present from him today. He sent me a nice letter. Said thank you, for everything I've done, helped out with the Phantom Collective, and I did, and he sent me a gift card from Subway, which is dope. And
nice.
dude, thank you. And like I told him, man, it's like little things like that just make just put a smile on your face. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's super cool, man. And I've got Flipped out on Fandom Menace Friday Night Live here this week because Flip's our featured creator. That's what me and Tony do. We feature a different creator every week. Try to get some more exposure to him. And Flip does so much work for the Phantom Collective. I'd say it's time somebody sits him down and lets him talk about what he does. Instead of him doing everything else for everybody, let Flip take the so he's gonna come over Friday.
Any of those creators that you talk to, ETEP, on our Saturday night streams, like anybody that wants to come pop in on our pop-in session and promote their stuff and talk about their stuff, and as well as the topic, whatever we're talking about. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody's welcome to come over there, and because that's really the only time we can really help out with sharing out other people's stuff and what they're doing, because we're so busy with other things, we can't stream all the time.
Mm-hmm. I know this is my I was on the dump before this. I think this is my fifth stream already. The fifth stream already I've done this week.
That's great.
I've got
I wish we could do that.
two or three more on Friday night, and then Nina Infinity hit 1,000, so I'll be on her celebration stream for a little bit on Saturday night, and then I'll come wrap my Saturday night up with you guys, much to the chagrin of my wife, probably. But yeah, I'll
tell your wife to come over and hang out.
Hey, it is no crap, man. The moment the school bell rings at school and I'm off work, Nick punches the clock and goes to work.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
how
starting
we do
to work
what we
when
do.
He gets off work, and
like
I literally, me and Coach were working on some stuff while I was doing work, and I was on the phone with my boss talking work stuff, and I'm still on the clock for another 2 more hours, So
yeah. See, you get to work. You work from home full time though.
Yes.
See, that's
nice.
my wife does too. She's she works. She works from home. Usually right here, sitting in my damn office. I always rib her about it. I'm like, I was like, I lost my office. She goes, hey, who sits in there and pays the bills? I'm like, I can't argue. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. I'll go cook a delicious meal now. But yeah, so she's a good sport about it too. Like I said, I think that Jennifer Thomas chick's gonna fly out here from LA and beat the shit out of me for my birthday, and we're gonna put it on the channel. So have I ever showed you a clip of her, Coach? for those of you in the chat who don't know who Jennifer Thomas is, she's a former female figure and fitness competitor, and she is a session wrestler. Which, if you caught episode 119, you private like session wrestling. She that's what she does, and she runs a website called SessionGirls.com, and they book private wrestling sessions for female bodybuilders, martial artists, things of the like that. Jennifer, I DM'd her on Twitter on Instagram. I was like, hey, I run a podcast. Do you want to come on and be interviewed? And she said, she DM'd me back within probably like 10 minutes, said, absolutely, I'll come on. So Nick from WCBS and I, because he's done some film, he's worked behind the scene on some productions and stuff like that. So we sat down and we talked to her, and she is the sweetest, most awesome, one of the just like most cool chicks I've ever met. And this right here, for those of you in the chat, this is Jennifer Thomas.
Ride. Holding her in the air, and the big suplex. Beautiful advance there. Switches over. Oh, nice. A wrestler standing 5'1" tall.
Yeah, she'll be coming back on the show, and she'll be putting me in some of those holds. I've given
thick
her
and hot all at the same time.
She's 5'5", about 135.
Wow.
And yeah, dude, she's legit. She was with WWE Developmental in 2003 through 2005 or 6 as Karma, and she told us some really fun stories about potatoing the shit out of Alicia Fox, and they later went on to be really good friends. But yeah, she is a absolute sweetheart. The link to all her social media is in the description to this video, as it is in all my videos, because I really helped her promote her YouTube channel. When she came on here, she was at 300 subs, and she's like at 1,500 now. So
nice.
I'm happy to see her grow. And she's starting a legit wrestling promotion out in Vegas. And she actually asked me, she goes, "Would you be interested in coming out as male talent?" I'm like, I've seen some of the women on your roster. I would love to, but I don't think my wife would appreciate that. I'll be lucky if she lets me have you come out and beat me up for the weekend. So yeah. But yeah, so that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I wasn't looking forward to turning 41, but now it seems a little more entertaining, at least for the day. So yeah, that's she'll be coming back on the show, and in probably a couple weeks. She had some traveling she was doing, but yeah, she's going to be popping back on here in a couple weeks, and nice. Yeah, that'll be fun, man. She's very interesting. And like I said,
I'll definitely have to tune in for that.
Oh yeah, that'll be all over Twitter, man. I'll make sure I have that. Hopefully, I'm out of Facebook jail so I can promote it on Facebook by then. I was like, geez, the only account out of Facebook now was Wilrow Hood, and he got hit with a strike yesterday. Got locked up for 7 hours and got to come back. I was like, I didn't need to get any more tattoo teardrops. I can't afford to cover up for all these things anymore. I'm not going to be on camera anymore.
Oh, the censorship crap is
it absolutely, man. It's out of hand. Yeah. It is out of hand,
and it's about to get a lot worse.
Oh yeah,
I know. But I want to close out on a great note tonight, guys. Thank you so much, Nick and Coach, for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. It's been awesome. Go ahead and plug anything you want. You got coming up the rest of the week or whatever, whichever one of you wants to do it. Anything you got coming up, your streams and all that, your show on Saturday night.
I'll let Coach hit on it.
We're just two dudes that like Star Wars and community, man. That's it. Like we got all kinds of things going on, releasing videos, our little content, and we're actually doing an epilogue to our sequel trilogy documentary that we'll be releasing in the next 2 weeks or so, where we're adding an entire new chapter that takes place what happened during the year after the Rise of Skywalker, and basically it's current history. And Nick and I are really excited about that, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'm looking forward to that. Yes. And I saw the announcement in the community page today that being a member we get a little early.
Did you watch the trailer?
I haven't got a chance to yet. I've been so busy this afternoon. I was like, I want to watch it though. I just got another DM. They're like, hey, are you coming over? I'm like, okay, guys. It's
get us out of here.
It's the FC team stream, so I feel I should at least make an appearance. I'm not trying to kick you guys out. Trust me, I just appreciate the hell out of you guys coming on.
Yeah. I just wanted to say one quick thing. Author Stephen Walton, I saw his chat. What time do you guys go live? So our Saturday night live streams pre-show starts at 6:30 and goes from 6:30 to 7. And our pre-show, we put that together during the week, and so it's very entertaining. Lots of information, lots of stuff in our pre-show. The regular show starts at 7. We'll have a featured guest, then we'll have pop-ins where we'll share the link out to everybody, and you can pop in, talk about the topic at hand, share your content, share what you got going on, all that sort of stuff. And that's really the only time that me and Coach have to do that, to help out other content creators, just because, like I said, we're so busy ourselves with our normal lives.
And I'll tell you what, ETF, you got some great people in the chat over here, man. Keely Chow, Fat Steven, Tommy, YTL. I mean, Stephen Walton. I mean, you've got a crew of good folks over here.
I'm blessed, man. The guy next to me over here, Draven, man. Go ahead and tell him what you got. He's got a new channel too.
We got the Gaming Lounge channel that we just started. We'll be doing our show over there from now on, which is on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern. But we're planning on doing basically a lot of gaming content over there. We plan on covering like live streams of stuff that get dropped, like the Nintendo Directs and things like that. But we have a lot in store for you over there, so check that out. The link is in my link to my channel. You can go to my channel and get there, or I think there's a link in the description.
Yes, there is, sir. Yes, there is. I put a link in the description to your channel. I take care of my panelists, man. I take care of my panelists. I don't have to go back and change the description and say that there was a surprise pop in from Echo Base at the end. So stay tuned for a surprise. But I thank everybody in the chat, man. There's too many of you to name. Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective, one of my new mods. Stephen Walton, Fat Steven Seagal, Keely Chow, Runner, Jack of All Casuals. I think it was Extremis EST was here earlier. Man, there's been a ton of people in the chat tonight. 19K Fox, thank you so much. Like I said, YTL, Greg Levitri, who's going to be our guest on Phantom Menace Friday Night Live on January 22nd. He'll be talking about his Indiegogo project, Gun Demon. So there's a lot of great stuff going on here. I myself, I have, I feel weird going solo on my own show. I don't want to. I've got a dual review coming up with Tony Toneduff. We were going to make it 2 separate reviews, but now it's one. We're going to compare head-to-head Flight of the Navigator and The Last Starfighter. We just sat down in StreamYard the other day and watched Flight of the Navigator together. We're going to
just watched that too.
There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I'm going to wait for the review. You're going to have to wait. Yeah. But yeah, The Last Starfighter, we're going to be watching that tomorrow, and we'll be working on the review and probably have that out within the next week or so. So I've got pictures and videos and stuff all set up for Navigator. We got to do Starfighter now. So, and I haven't seen that one in a couple of years, and I'm so
love it
because I love that movie. It is so much fun. And yeah, next week this Saturday starts my reviews. I'll be reviewing WandaVision. There's 2 episodes. You'll be getting my review of WandaVision. Then Sunday night, Batwoman comes back, so I'll be reviewing every episode of Batwoman. Yes, you're going to get the same reviews you got from me last year. I will suffer. I watch every episode 3 times to write my reviews because that's how much I care about my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suffer for you. I watch shitty movies and TV shows for you because you love to see me suffer. I'm a masochistic son of a bitch.
We don't even care about our subscribers that much. Props to you.
And then also next week I'll have an actual really good show. Prodigal Son will be returning, and I'll be reviewing that, as I absolutely adore that show. I thought it was Tom. What's his name? Tom Payne, I think his name is, playing Jesus on The Walking Dead. So he's the lead on Prodigal Son. That's a great crime drama. So I'll be reviewing that one too. Plus, you'll still get Going in Raw on Monday night, Going Rogue Wednesdays, Phantom Menace Live Fridays, and I'm even going to try to sneak in some kind of a morning stream for you guys, maybe for an hour or so when I'm done with my current post and I get to go into teaching. I'll have a few free days here and there in between assignments. So yeah. I'll try to sneak in a morning stream for you guys too. That's how much I love my subscribers. If you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. Do me the big solid. I'm on the march to 500. I want to hit 1,000 by June. That's my goal. Whether it'll happen or not, I don't know. I think it's achievable though. I put out quality content for you guys. We do things at the channel here, to try to entertain and provide levity in these uncertain times. and we talk about fun stuff. We talk about stuff we don't like, but we always have fun talking about it. I'm Etep Wakuian of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you, and remember, if I don't see you, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one.
Boom!